Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Enyo Barncast. We're filming from the meeting room at the field house here at Fergie Jenkins Field. I'm Dan Dominguez. Special guest with me, guest host is Nick Penner. Nick Penner, welcome to the first time on the Barncast.
Thank you, Dan. It's great to be here. You're a great broadcaster, and this is a great broadcast, so it's a real honor.
A lot of you have seen Nick around the ballpark doing a little bit of everything. He's officially the director of baseball operations for the Barnstormer. It's basically if there's a job that needs doing, you kind of do it.
Yeah. The thing with being the one full-time employee is you're everybody's assistant. So I get to do a lot of different things, wear a lot of different hats, but I'm happy this is one of them and that I get to be part of this exciting Barncast.
So we're just past the halfway mark. We had an outstanding All-Star weekend. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, throughout the night with our guests today. I'll let you know a couple of the guests we have today. Jeff Hopman's going to be popping in for a little bit, straight out of the cherry pit spitting contest over in Blenheim. And then a little bit later on via Zoom, we'll have the First Lady of the Barnstormers, Stephanie Muir, joining us. So that'll be great to have those two with us.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to chatting with both of them.
So we're getting things ready to go. It looks like the weather's going to be okay right now in Welland. We've been kind of checking in with some people on the scene. Danny Cadot's over there. He's been giving us some weather reports. So we should be good to go. The game up in Barrie was rained out. London at Barrie was just called. And there's another game at 7 tonight. We'll give you updates as the night progresses. Toronto Maple Leafs, and as you see them coming onto the field now. Toronto Maple Leafs playing the Guelph Royals in Guelph tonight. So while they're doing the introductions, I'm just going to roll through the starting lineups here tonight, and we'll go with that. So leading off for your Barnstormers tonight at shortstop, Thomas Green. Spencer Marin in right field. Austin Gurney, center field. Grayson Barrett is playing left. Yu Shinoda, the catcher. Owen Constantino, first base. Andy Groening at third, Julian Monks, your second baseman, and Robert Mackey is the DH. Akatsuka is your pitcher today. And just going through the lineup, all those all-stars, Green, Gurney, Barrett, Oda, Constantino, Monks, just these guys, the offense has been just hitting lights out this year.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. I mean, if you look at the number of guys on the Barnstormers currently hitting over 300, it's really impressive, and a lot of good guys want to keep that great first half start going in the second half. So look forward to seeing some of those guys start strong tonight and build on that performance.
So, yeah, we got to a little bit of a funk heading out at the end of the first half. Still on a little bit of a losing streak, but it's kind of nice. The guys get a nice little reset. A couple guys got some days off. We had the smoke out the other night in London. So now that they got a little bit of a rest, we can hopefully get things going on the right foot in Welland here tonight. We'll go with the Welland Jackfish lineup. They're going to have Daike Abe, another all-star, playing center. Jonah Weisner at second. Ethan Mann, first base. James Smybert at third. Justin Gideon in right. Brendan Luther short. Robbie Mullen is catching. Gio Morello in center. And Logan Grant is the DH. Abdil Saldana is the starting pitcher. Welland. Again, they're always just a powerhouse. They just, I know that's when we started this team, Dom kind of looked at them as being the example of what you want to set, and we try and do that both on the field and off the field, but they're just such a powerhouse with their organization.
Yeah, absolutely. You really got to tip your cap to the Jackfish. They've built a really strong program there. They've got a strong roster again this year, and this is going to be a tough matchup, but that's when you really get a chance to prove yourself. So I think the boys are champing at the bit for a chance to take down Welland tonight. Yeah,
with the exception of that last game we played up in Welland, we've always played them strong. We did beat them here at Fergie. I believe it was 10-6 earlier in the season. So we have played them strong. So need a good outing from Akatsuka. We got to keep the ball in the park.
Absolutely. I mean, home runs have been an issue, but strikeouts have been the positive for Akatsuka. He's been throwing the ball hard, he's been throwing the ball well, and he's been causing a lot of swing and miss. So if he's able to keep that going against Welland tonight, that's going to be a real positive for the Barnstormers.
And the battery, he's got his country mate in Yu Shinoda tonight. We've seen it's been tough. We've lost so many great players this year, starting with Fukuda heading to Ottawa. He called such a good game, and Oda's still kind of getting the hang of it. Ayad Ansari doing a great job. But you really notice that loss with Fukuda.
Yeah, absolutely. Although talking with the pitchers, they have a lot of respect for Oda's game calling, a lot of respect for his game management skills, and he's been able to build a lot of relationships in a hurry. It's tough as a catcher to come in and, especially in a second language, be able to understand and communicate with your teammates and build a game plan and a game strategy. But that's something that Oda's excelled at, and so we'll be excited to see him behind the dish tonight.
And then there's getting the first pitch underway, and then we had quite a bit of breaking news so far this week. As many of you saw, first of all, the good news, lots of good news, I guess, but Evan Morrison getting drafted in the 10th round by the Texas Ranger went viral on Twitter. There was a page, Foul Territory, it had over 250,000 views. He just signed the other day. He's going to report to the Complex League in Arizona. I'm pretty sure it's Surprise, Arizona is where their Complex League is. I'm sure you've got to be around them a little bit more. And just what was your experience that day with Evan, the draft day?
It was really exciting to be there when Evan got drafted. I mean, what an incredible moment for him. What an incredible moment for the entire CBL, really, to recognize, Evan's hard work and his success over the years to get to this point where he's being drafted and being drafted fairly highly by the Texas Rangers. So they've showed a lot of faith in him, and I know a lot of Barnstormers fans are going to be watching his journey for here. So obviously sad to see him go, but the circumstances couldn't be any happier, and we're all really proud of Evan.
So if he gets some at-bats, if you're looking at home to check him out, he's going to be on the Arizona Complex League for the Rangers. That league only has a few weeks actually remaining before they move over to the Bridge League, and those are no statistics and standings in those Bridge Leagues. But hopefully in those few weeks remaining, he'll get a few at-bats, so we'll get to see his debut online. The other news, a couple of relievers are in town, a pair of 6'5" relievers. Steve Gustafson, Goose, and Adam McKillican, a couple of right-handed relievers. Gustafson out of California and McKillican out of British Columbia. I saw Goose pitch a little bit in a bullpen session the other day. Have you met these guys? And tell us a little bit about the two new relievers.
Yeah, I got to spend some good time with Shane Goose, my buddy, yesterday as I was helping him get his work permit. Adam as well, I got to see him pitch and work a little bit with him as well. Don't adjust your set. You're not seeing double. We got two huge, big-bodied relievers who have similar pitching profiles, but it's a pitching profile the Barnstormers have been lacking a little bit. So great to have some new arms in the bullpen. And
we'll have some other news for you a little bit later on, but for now, we're going to listen to this first at-bat with Thomas Green. Thomas Green loves that first pitch, doesn't he? There's a little trouble in the right field. Let's see if we can get some luck here early. Nice sliding catch.
Oh, that's a tough one for sure.
That's probably Gideon it is in right field. Gideon, one-time MVP in the playoffs of the Frontier League, so he's going to be ready up for all the games.
Yeah, but that just shows you that the wind's moving out there in Welland a little bit. There was a bit of a swirl there, so we'll have to watch if that affects more balls as the game goes on.
Yeah, I assume Marin's kind of taking note of that, playing right field today. So as he steps up to the plate now.
Absolutely.
So Spencer's up in right field. So you see there's your batting order we mentioned. Again, let's see on the chat out there. Who's out there? Let's see where you're watching from here tonight in this game in Welland. I assume the Parkers should be on the chat because I did see they're not making their way up to Welland, so let's hear where you're from. As always, if the Barnstormers win, I think we can wrestle a couple of tickets away from Nick Penner to give away. So let's get a victory here tonight from the Barnstormers and give away some tickets later on. So let's hear from you if you want to get in the draw for those winning Barnstormer tickets.
Well, let's say a big hello, bonjour, buenos dias, konnichiwa. Moi, I think that's all the languages.
You're getting all of them, yeah.
Yeah, Barnstormers Nation has gone global. It's great to see.
And we see that. I assume you watch some of the replays out of the chat. You can't really see the chats on the replay when you watch them, but fans literally from all over the world coming in. Our Finnish friends. There was some from the UK last year. Obviously, the United States, all across Canada. It's amazing the reaches this team has so far. They're truly Barnstormers.
Yeah, it's great to see, and it really shows what global game baseball is.
So a late swing there from Spencer Marin, so got him looking at something and then fooled him with a little bit of, looked like maybe a slider there, just kind of tied him up. So 2 quick outs for the Barnstormers. And we did see on a shot there, those flags are whipping out towards right field. So that's the trouble that Gideon had, but was able to come away with it. So I'm sure before the end of tonight, that win's going to be a factor. So here comes Austin Gurney, winner of the outfield accuracy competition in the All-Star game. We'll listen to his couple swings here against Saldana. A little slider misses. And I just want you to make note, there's Cole's strikeout box, which is great as always. And then he's also adding, again, we can't thank them enough, Cam and his crew, the Enyo Barncast. That ball's down and in. We can't do this broadcast without Cam and Enyo Pest Advisors, so thanks to them. But there's that little bit of a logo on the mound for Enyo. So 2-0, Gurney ahead.
Austin obviously was the Barnstormers June Player of the Month, as well as winning the outfield accuracy competition. So he's on a real hot streak that he'd love to keep going here.
Yeah, on his birthday, hit a grand slam, I think. A couple homers that day, was it?
Absolutely.
You're talking about Evan a little bit now.
As Robert Mackey draws into the lineup tonight for Chatham-Kent. As the DH, he'll bat ninth. Thomas Green's got to play short. Julian Mugs over at second now. How they're going to line up defensively without Morrison. Here's the 2-1. Inside 3-1.
Good to try and get some pitches. The first two guys went down pretty quickly, so you don't want him getting out of this with just a 10-pitch inning or so.
Yeah, and
now the umpire coming to check something. Just, I think the rosin bag might have been in the sight line of the catcher and the umpire, and obviously the hitter too. So just getting that behind the mound.
That's a good decision. That's a fair decision.
And then threw it back down. Now ready. Here's the 3-1.
Oh. Tried to ring him up on 3-1, the umpire, but that's interesting.
I won't comment on that decision, but I know Gurney's been working on his eye this season. He's been seeing the ball really well out of the hand, so great when he's able to take pitches and work a good at bat like this one.
I want to welcome Tammy to the Barncast, watching from Barrie. That was going to be a big game coming up tonight, London at Barrie. There's a line shot up the middle. Gurney will take that over a walk all day long. He rips one up the middle. So, no, this is a game, Tammy. This is the Barncast. This is episode 5 of the season. We're doing 6 this year. It's kind of a spin-off of the Eli and Peyton ManningCast that you see on Monday Night Football, just an alternative broadcast for the fans, for all the fans, especially the CK ones, but everyone is invited. We're an all-inclusive team here in Chatham-Kent, so we want the fans just giving someone a little bit different. We show some of the personalities of the team. We get to meet new friends like Nick. We've had a whole list of them. I guess we should probably come up with a list on our final Barncast over there, Cole. Cole was without a microphone today, so we won't hear too much from him. A little chopper, and looks like they're going to get out of this first half inning. So the first half inning is in the books. No score. Akatsuka is going to take the hill. We're going to step away, a little quick break, but you're watching the Enyo Barncast. We're at Fergie Jenkins Field.
It's us again. Enyo Pest Advisors, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
Welcome back. As you see, the final warm-up toss is being taken from Akatsuka here in the bottom of the first. Barnstormers had 4 batters in the top. Gurney hit a good shot up the middle. Again, good for him to start off the second half just as hot as he was in the first half.
Absolutely. It looked good coming off his bat.
So Daike Abe, I think he had a good time. He got to hang out with some of his, he had an interpreter in Yuri. I don't know, I didn't really get to speak with him. I don't know how his English was, but I saw him hanging around with Yushin quite a bit and some of the other Japanese players. I'm sure it's great for these guys to kind of get, if they didn't already know each other, to get to know each other a little better.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the magic of All-Star Weekend, and it's great seeing that as a host, the behind-the-scenes look at how players get to come together and meet each other and network a little bit.
Come together, and then I hopefully it was a friendly rivalry, because during the Derby, I thought there was going to be a civil war between the Dominicans of London and the Dominicans of Hamilton when Zadunik and Tucker were going at it. That was quite a sight to be seen. If you haven't seen it already, make sure you check out the edited version on Barnstormers TV of the Home Run Derby.
Absolutely. I mean, that whole night was so magical. So great to see the passion, great to see the energy, and great to see guys getting into it.
So a couple of balls here for Akatsuka, trying to find the zone here in the bottom of the first inning. You don't want this guy getting on base because you know he's going to be. They were talking about him. He's almost first pitch every single time. He's going to head to second. So that's something they want to do, is keep him off the base and stop that leadoff hitter from getting on.
Yeah, Abe's got some good wheels. So let's see if Old two hands can battle back here.
2-1 pitch coming. Kind of a funky pitch there. Really pulled the string on that one. You can see Abe was kind of fooled. I think it even fooled the catcher a little bit. He was off speed. But Abe reminds me almost a little bit of Evan Morrison. Had 2 strikes. He'll not afraid to go the other way with it. Uses his speed. Doesn't strike out. So just an asset to have at the top of the lineup.
Absolutely, and I know how much we appreciated that about Evan, how much it motivates the guys. No at-bat has ever done with him, so if Abe is a similar profile, that's huge for Welland.
Little check swing. Let's see if he got him. No swing. Tough to see on that one. Again, it looked like Abe got fooled on, I don't know if that was a changeup that kind of the bottom fell out of it or not. That was a nice pitch there, but just held up his swing just enough. So that's going to run the count to full. Bottom of the first inning, leadoff hitter for the Jackfish coming up. Akatsuka pitching from the stretch. Again, a little off speed, and again, last second, kind of an emergency hack at the last minute.
Absolutely. It looked like he was trying to foul that one off more than hit it.
Yeah, just kind of spoil it and see if Mizuki can hit the strike zone again with the, who's this going to be, the 7th pitch of the at-bat already, so. They've been going mostly off speed here, so let's see if they can blow a fastball by him now or if he's going to be setting up inside. Fastball inside just misses. So I don't mind the pitch selection because he really got him slowed down with that off-speed stuff. You try and blast one on the inner corner of the plate, he's probably not going to hit it, but he just misses a little bit up and in, so that's going to put the leadoff hitter on.
Absolutely. A tough outcome, but a really good battle, and that's what you like to see with a first hitter.
So now another all-star here in Jonah Weisner. Can do anything here. He can hit for power, even though those 0 homers, don't let that fool you. Look at those RBIs, 36. So he's definitely has some extra base power. But those RBIs are going to pile up because Abe seems like he's always on second base. So it doesn't take much to score him. And we'll see here if, as we try and pick off there, try and catch him leaning with Owen Constantino, another all-star over on first base. One of the youngest, I think. He was the youngest South All-Star, and Wandy Cyprian was the youngest on the North, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I know there's another young guy we're going to talk about in a little bit, but Owen Constantino, only 21 years old. I would have never guessed it from just the way he handles himself, his composure, his maturity. He's a really great guy, and so, yeah, it's surprised he's so young.
Yeah, and he did so well. You probably saw him a little bit in the Ottawa area playing for the Carleton Ravens, won the MVP of the OUA National Championship just a year and a half ago. Came to the Barnstormers as a 20-year-old. Got off to a bit of a slow start, but second half was tremendous, and obviously a great first half, being a CBL All-Star. There's a nice pitch there from Akatsuka.
Yeah, he should be very proud of his first half, Constantino, and Akatsuka should be very proud of that pitch.
So the count's 1-1 now. Abe on first with a leadoff walk. We're still early on this one. The weather looks pretty good, maybe a little bit hazy over there, but I'm sure a lot of the cities in Ontario are still dealing with that overcast smoke. A little look at the bullpen in the background. Who's wearing 29 out there? Is that Aiden Vaninkavort? Oh, that was it? He had the catcher's helmet on, so playing football toss with someone over on the Barnstormers bullpen. Another one of the newer faces that not all the fans have had a chance to see. He's a former teammate of Evan Morrison over at Grand Valley State, and they had a tremendous year in Division II. There's a late swing foul. So he's got him down 1-2. You almost want to move that third baseman over to that line a little bit, the way everyone's swinging late on between the fastball of Akatsuka, which has the speed to blow by guys, but then guys, when he drops that off speed, are just doing the emergency hack. Everything seems to be going to that left side so far.
Yeah, well, we got Andy Groening at third base today, who's got some good range, so maybe he can pick one off out of the air yet.
Hasn't played a lot at this level at third base, but does have some third base experience. Line shot left field. Got it. That's Grayson. Long throw to first. Got a chance. Double play. Got him. 7-3 on the double play. Grayson Barrett, all-star left fielder. He made, were you at the last Welland game? No, I think you said you missed that. He made a diving catch if you didn't see it out in the left center field. One of the better catches you'll see all year.
I did see it. I saw it on the Enyo Barncast, and I'm seeing this now. It's a great play. He's got a great arm to go with his great glove, and awesome to see Grayson flashing some defensive leather out there in left field.
2 outs, nobody on. Ethan Mann coming to plate, so that's a huge double play. Not only did Abe not try, I think he was trying to steal on that pitch. We didn't have the broadcast up, but the fact that he was that far off the base, he must have been running. I think I might have even seen Oda pop up on that one. But stealing on he was probably 2/3 of the way to second base, and then Grayson Barrett running in on the line drive, just threw a missile over to OC and for the old 7-3 double play. That's not something you see in the scorebook too often.
No, it is not, but great to see it here.
Oh, that's a good pitch. That looked like it caught the Cole Dupuis strikeout box, but we need where the mark is. Is that possible too? Oh, he's got where the dot is. We're giving Cole work. This guy's going to be working Blue Jay games before you know it, folks. So remember that name, Cole Dupuis and Dupuis Media Productions. So there's one on the outside corner. Did he give him that one? That one was off the plate. So that's the old makeup call, right?
Well, I don't want to cast aspersions, but I would agree with your assessment of those two calls.
The umpire giveth, the umpire taketh away. So,
as they say, it's not a ball or a strike till the umpire calls it.
Another off-speed pitch, fly ball. Looks like it's drifting foul. Quite a bit of foul space as you see the hill, and a good crowd there tonight. Let's see Danny Cadot. Come on, Danny. I want to see the race for that ball. No, I know Danny Cadot's out there. If he's watching on his phone, hopefully he can tune in. I'll message him between innings to make sure he chats in at some point. I know he made the road trip with the team. I don't think he's gone too often, to be honest with you. He's always got some sort of work, but he had a week off this week, so I know he's enjoying time with the club. So I think it's 2-2 now. The bug might be wrong there. That should move the count to full now. No score here. You're watching the Enyo Barncast, bottom of the first inning. Barnstormers kicking off their second half of the season here tonight up in Welland. Had a few days off after the All-Star break and then got smoked out on Friday night. And now getting a game in here against the defending champs, the Welland Jackfish. The full count pitch, that's hit hard to left field. That's a one-hopper. At least Grayson's able to knock that down. So a two-out single, and that just makes that double play even more important.
Absolutely. I mean, think about the difference that that second out makes there.
It doesn't get any easier with the Jackfish. You got Smybert, and then you got Justin Gideon waiting on deck. So you see Smybert, a .361 batting average, 13 ribbies. So another solid hitter playing third base tonight for the Jackfish. Wearing number 5, same number as Thomas Green. Because I know Greeny finished the year as the third baseman for the Jackfish last year, winning a IBL ring.
Mm-hmm. Still has lots of friends there in Welland.
Yeah, I remember the first game you guys were there. Both Grayson and Thomas, I think they gave him a ring before the game, and were definitely got nice ovations before their at-bats.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to see the fans still remembering some of the old players that helped them win championships. Outside corner just missed, and there's the dot. Beautiful, Cole. You can see that one did look a little bit outside, so you should unable to frame that one in. So that runs the count to 2-0. So this is when Akatsuki could get into a little bit of trouble. Runner on 2-0. You know he's got to probably come to him here because you don't want more runners on for Gideon. So we'll see if he's sitting dead red here, and he goes fastball right down the middle. So that was perfect.
Beautiful.
So it was a 2-0 pitch, but a batter in that situation, you want that one middle if you're going to swing 2-0 on that location. You don't want to swing on a 2-0 pitch on a pitcher's pitch.
Absolutely.
Checks the runner. Ethan Mann, not a huge threat to steal, the first baseman. That one misses up and away, so an off-speed pitch kind of misses. So Akatsuka is going to come back here fastball. So we're going to check in with the Jackfish broadcast here on the big 3-1 pitch here coming from Akatsuka. Gives the runner a check.
3-1.
That looks like it might have caught a corner. Oh, tough zone there early on. Akatsuka thought he got one there, so that'll put 2 runners aboard. And the biggest problem with that is you start to see, even though the bullpen's fresh, you don't want to start using everybody up.
Absolutely not. I mean, you want to see Akatsuka be able to pitch deep into this game. So if he can get it going here, if he can get this third out and get out of this inning without any damage, that'll be really good to see.
So 2-1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Gideon, .269 batting average, 11 steals. Welland lead. There's a shot to the right side. That looks like it's going to get through. It does. That's going to score a run. There's a strong throw from Marin. So they do score the run. So a 2-out single, and that's where that call on the outside corner, not getting that call, kind of cost Akatsuka, but kind of dug his own hole getting behind in the count.
Yeah, that's the tough one for sure. But, you know, they've been able to piece together a little bit of not the strongest stuff. So let's see if Akatsuka maybe can rally here and come back strong. So
in the bottom of the first here, I think it might be first and third. It is now 2 outs. Gideon has decent speed, so we might see something happening here. Does Yushin throw through? What do we think we're going to do here?
Knowing Yushin, he's going to be smart. He's going to only throw it if he feels like he's got a good play, but he's got a good arm, so he's got a chance to make that third out at second.
Looks like Akatsuka showing a little bit of frustration on the mound. You see Owen holding on the runner.
Fair to see that this umpire is not going to be on his Christmas card list anytime soon.
Yeah, hasn't been hitting the corners quite yet. A little off-speed pitch. That was a nice pitch there. That seems to have been his kind of bread and butter early on in this one. The off-speed, and we've seen that a lot. I remember the game back with Dylan Kintz back a while back. A lot of the guys just seem to be sitting dead red fastball so often, but the off-speed kind of keeps them on their heels.
Well, and especially in this league at this level, you want to keep them guessing. You want to make them have to chase and have to hit what they don't want to hit.
So a big 1-1 pitch. A little fastball just misses out and away. Akatsuka 2-1. You see Green kind of talking over with Julian Monks to see what they're doing on the potential cover if the runner steals. Smybert's over on third base with Gideon on first after the RBI single. So 2-1 from Akatsuka. A little off speed, hit out the right field. They can't see it. But Marin is there and makes the catch. So good job from Spencer Marin. Not too much damage, just a 1 run. So we're through an inning here. You're watching the Enyo Barncast, and just into the building now is the best DJ in all the land. Jeff Hopman's in the building. He's going to jump in here for the second inning.
It's us again. Enyo Pest Advisors, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
Get ready, Chatham-Kent, for the first time ever in the new Canadian...
This summer, step up to the plate with the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers Summer Camps. Whether you're just starting out or ready to level up your game, Barnstormers Summer Camps are the place to be. From July 6th to the 10th, join us in Chatham for the first week of camp. From July 13th to the 17th, we'll be in Leamington and back in Chatham from the 20th to the 24th. Continue your learning in Dresden from the 27th to the 31st, and we will walk it off in Leamington from August 3rd to the 7th. Spots are limited. Sign up now and be part of the Barnstormers family this summer.
Discover the ultimate pest control solutions with Enyo Pest Advisors, your trusted partner.
Hey everybody, we're at the field house here at Fergie Jenkins Field, the Enyo Barncast. This is the 5th edition. Nick Penner alongside myself, Dan Dominguez, and we have a very special guest here. First time this season, the DJ, everyone knows him. I don't even have to introduce it, but Jeff Hopman, welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Watch you guys all the time, and it's my fault. Look, I walked in and the Jackfish scored a run. It's the way it's gone this year. Every time I tune into the game, something bad happens. So let's hope the tides get turned here and we get back.
Yushin leading off here, 310 in the first half, so excellent season thus far. Catcher / third base. You're joining us over from the Cherry Fest. You were representing the Barnstormers out there, and I saw some social media. How'd the spitting go? You know, that's a question I've never asked someone. How's your spitting game?
Not very good, and I'm proud to say that. It's I don't even know what place I came in, but I wasn't in the top 3, so that's okay.
How many competitors?
I think they had 10 celebrities, but they used the term celebrity very loosely.
There's a shot out the right. Sorry,
Nice.
That's going to get to the wall. The ground rule double, it looks like. It is. So a leadoff ground rule double. Am I mistaken in this, but is JP Huggins like an all-star cherry spitter?
No, but he's hosted Cherry Fest for a long time, and he's like the unofficial mayor of
I've heard that term.
Yeah, he's really popular out there, and everybody knows him. So I don't know if he organizes the event, but he's out there all day in the heat. So Chris McLeod was out there. He would be another celebrity, and then some firefighters and mayoral candidates were there. So I mean. Yeah, It's Chatham. We don't have any big, unless we got Fergie Jenkins out there, we're not going to have any huge celebrities out there. So,
you were at a Barnstormers table, or did you just kind of checking it out? Or?
No, I just came in for the spit.
Okay.
Came in, I spat, and I left.
You came, you spat, you conquered. So.
Yeah. I got a little Instagram reel I'll be putting up a little bit later. I don't know if the team will tag it, but it's gonna be on my personal channel anyway. So
and we're gonna start talking about it. The All-Star game. Nick and I talked about that quite a bit already in the first inning. But speaking of some of the social media reels, I watched the one you recently posted. Just excellent work going around. Everything you wanted to see in a 2-minute reel or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was going to be, my intent was to have like a 10-minute reel vlog, and unfortunately, I bought some new stuff, and Cole, our producer, will know all about this. My mics were so hot, so it sounded horrible. So I had to cut a lot of interviews that I had, and I really had to dice it up and do some, modifications to the audio to make it work. So, I mean, I'm happy with the 3 minutes we got, but I had much bigger intentions in mind, so maybe next year.
So 1-2 count now to OC Owen Constantino. A little fly ball left field. We'll see some of that wind playing tricks. You can see that wind just drifting. Let's see if the runner's going to tag. He does.
Looks like he is.
So not a sacrifice fly, but we call it a productive plate appearance. So was able to move that runner over to third base, and now with only one out, hopefully a fly ball or just punch a single through the middle, and that runner comes home, right, Nick?
Absolutely, and kudos to Oda and to Coach Don on third base there for being aware and reading that play correctly.
Oda's pretty fast for a catcher, I find.
Yeah.
He doesn't have, the tree trunks for legs that a lot of catchers
Those traditional catcher bodies, yeah.
Yeah, and he plays third base too, so...
But also the very right move for the base runner, Yushin Oda. With one out, you normally stay at second base on that one. You go halfway. If the ball falls, you score easy. But with nobody out, that's the time where you stay back and potentially tag up, because then you can get to third base with one out and score. I would imagine the infield's playing back here. We can't really see. If anything, the corners might be in, but I would imagine second and short are playing deep, especially up one early in the game.
I do wish we had a broadcast angle where we could see more of the infield.
And that's why you watch Barnstormers TV during home games. There's a fly ball right field that's going to slice foul. The wind's blowing out that way tonight, Jeff. So, but again, Dupuis Media Productions, you've seen the games. I know you watch them after the fact. You don't get to watch them because you're busy on the field, but how great of our broadcast.
No, it's awesome. Awesome. We do, we do a really good job. I'm proud of, even though I have nothing to do with it, I'm very proud of it. So Cole does a great job.
Well, and Jeff, you play a starring role being on camera visible behind home plate for most of the game. So I got to ask, how conscious are you to smile at all times?
No, I watch them back sometimes and I'm sitting there, I'm like this, especially in some of these tough losses. It is like, oh, maybe I should put on a happy face, but nobody's looking at me, really.
So it's 1-2 to Andy Groening, your third baseman tonight. And happy birthday to Andy Groening. He turned 20 today.
Oh, what a baby.
Finally,
no longer a teenager. There's one up the middle as a foul ball. I found it funny. I went on a road trip a little while ago, and the guys on the way home stopped in at Circle K for, let's just say, a refreshment. And the guys were going in, and he came out and got his refreshment. Andy did, but Owen Constantino, a couple years older, didn't have the right paperwork to get those refreshments and felt disappointed. But this 19-year-old kid who's the size of a tree was able to get his. So it was entertaining to see that those guys coming off the bus or coming back onto the bus for the long ride from Toronto home. Coming from the Circle K is because Andy, if you've ever met him, 6'3", 220 at least.
He's a big boy.
So a big pitch here, trying to work that outside corner with the fastballs and the sliders Saldana has. So hopefully he can stay on this one and drive.
Ooh,
just a piece of it, and that's all you need.
Yeah, we don't know if the infield's in right now, do we?
No, I didn't have the sound up, but I would have, if I'm coaching, I have my middle back, and everybody's in. So what do I know?
Yeah, well, there's a big hole up the middle.
Look at that hole up the middle.
Yeah.
So hopefully Andy can keep that front shoulder in and just poke it up the middle. You don't have to even hit it that hard. Just get it past the pitcher and the run scores. So let's listen to this 2-2 pitch.
Saldana comes in with a 2-2.
Up.
Nice.
And it's worked the count full.
And you see a little strikeout dot there from Cole locating the pitch. So the Enyo Barncast logo.
I see the Cole's not busy enough. Now he's putting tracks on the ball.
I keep throwing jobs at him, and he just knocks it out of the park every single time. So a big full count pitch here coming in the top of the second inning. One on, one out. Little grounder.
Oh, come on.
Excellent play. You're kind of stuck in between. We talked about Oda having good speed for a catcher, but not necessarily top flight speed.
You can't score on that. Yeah, it's like you got back.
Yeah, so a tough situation there. So now there's 2 outs. The infield's going to be able to move back for Julian Monks, but Julian Monks is a singles machine.
Well, and Monksy looking real jacked, baby. I mean, I don't know if you've looked at him recently, but I think he's added like 5 pounds of muscle over the season.
Oh, wow. And you see, actually, we could use an RBI out of Julian Monks. Only 3 this year, hitting well over 300, but hasn't had a lot of opportunity to knock runs in so far. So this would be a great spot for that for the Barnstormers. So it's bottom of the first. As the camera flashed out for a minute there. So let us know where you're watching us from on the Barncast. If there's anyone out there today, we saw a few of the names watching. Some fans up in the Barrie area. Their game got rained out tonight against London, so we had some Barrie fans tuning into the Barncast here today.
Yeah, I was really thankful that smoke didn't happen a few days earlier during the All-Star break, because that would have been a nightmare. I don't know how we would have navigated all that.
Have to have a wiffle ball game in the field house.
Yeah.
That's a nice pitch there. Kind of buckled the knees of Julian Monks, went back-to-back with that off-speed pitch. We'll see if he comes back with a fastball now. He's got him, kind of slowed down with back-to-back breaking balls. 1 and 2. Monks is going to hopefully slice something in the right field here. Just gets a piece of it.
Got a piece of it.
Way to battle.
So Saldana, Nick, seems to really be working that outer half today.
Absolutely. I mean, he wants to keep the ball down. He wants to force some ground ball out. So it's a good play by him, but we gotta respond with some hits.
Yeah, they have just a strong defense. Luther and Weisner up the middle, Smybert over on third. So a real strong defensive team. Hopefully Monks can just slap one in the right field.
Good take.
Good eye.
Tough to see exactly how close he is to it. Looks like he's up in the plate a little bit. They don't have too much of a high camera. It looks like only about 6 feet off the ground, so the mound kind of blocks a lot of it.
The wind is playing some tricks on their camera too. I can tell they're fighting the wind just with the cameras.
I'm glad it's wind and not an earthquake.
Yeah.
There's a chopper. That could be some trouble if we get a bad bounce here.
No.
Unable to get so. Barnstormers have a chance there.
Who's that coach in first base? It was 29.
I think it was Aiden Van Inkevort, we're guessing. Does that sound right, Nick?
Yeah, AV.
Okay, so.
Nice.
All right, we're going to step away quickly. We're going to talk to Jeff some more about the All-Star game this past weekend, and we'll watch some more Barnstormers baseball. You're watching the Enyo Barncast here from the Fieldhouse.
Discover the ultimate pest control solutions with Enyo Pest Advisors, your trusted partner in Chatham-Kent and southwestern Ontario. What sets Enyo Pest Advisors apart? Their commitment to excellence, integrity, and customer satisfaction drives Cameron and his team to deliver exceptional services, and they get results. They're committed to providing solutions, no matter how small or big the problem may be. Farmers, if rodents are eating into your profits, Enyo Pest Advisors are here to help. They specialize in farm-focused rodent control that's effective, reliable, and keeps your bottom line strong. Don't let pests take over your barn, your bins, or your peace of mind. Enyo can also help with wildlife exclusions, including bats. If spiders are taking over your home, Enyo uses a clear, professional-grade solution that protects your home and doesn't leave a messy white residue. From agricultural and residential to commercial and industrial, call Enyo Pest Advisors today at 226-627-4944 or visit them online or on Facebook at Enyo Ltd. Enyo Pest Advisors, bigger than bugs.
Welcome back. We're at the Fieldhouse here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Special guest here, Jeff Hoppman, along with Nick Penner. The All-Star game, it was a blast, first of all.
Yeah.
You had many jobs, but keeping the crowd entertained is always job one.
Yeah, and it was a little bit different because, I don't want to sound negative, but it's people aren't as invested in the All-Star game. I did have some people rooting for the South team pretty hard. A little bit more than I expected, actually, but I think for the general, 80% of the crowd, it was a little bit quiet, and day games are always a little bit tougher than night games. I said to Scott Curry, I like the drunk night crowd the best. They're the most vocal and the most loud. But, no, it was fun. It was, it was a lot to keep track of, though, with all the substitutions, and, I'm sure you were busy with all that, too.
Yep. Oh yeah, I told the umpires before the game is I don't care about the defensive replacements. I change it when a new batter comes up, try and throw a signal up, which honestly Justin didn't do, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stephen Gomes, best umpire in the league, for shouting out pitching changes to me up in the booth. It's very helpful on my part.
And you had mentioned to me that in the All-Star game, guys will come out and come back in, so I had to be cognizant of that. But I think Oda was the only guy that did that.
I didn't even know it. Did he just do it defensively?
He came out of the game, so I took him out of the starting 9 because I have their walk-ups in a lineup of 9, and I took him out, and then I ended up bringing him back in a couple innings later. Okay. So I think he was the only one that did that.
Because I've seen that in past games before where there's been a ton of changes. Big strikeout there from Akatsuka to start off the second inning. And Nick enjoyed that one. And we talked about in the first inning, Nick, how important it is to get that leadoff hitter off. Out one with nobody on is huge.
Well, especially a hitter like Robert Mullen. I mean, for Akatsuka to strike him out on 3 pitches looks really good for him. So great start to the inning.
Morello steps up to the bat, the left-hander. So on the Saturday, we had that game Friday night, but Saturday, the skills competition, you were quite busy. But actually, before we even get to that, the fans that came around from other teams, I know you saw some song requests you were getting, but did they know who you were? Or
fans from other teams?
Yeah, was it just more of the local ones?
Yeah, no, more of the local ones. I don't expect myself to have a.
I wasn't sure how far the ejected PA announcer reputation has gotten you.
And for a while, I tried to shut that down, try not to talk about it too much, not out of embarrassment, but I just didn't want to be the focal point of my whole, because I do a lot of games. I didn't want that one to be the one I was remembering. But now I've just embraced it. Everywhere I go, it comes up, so I just embrace it.
So the next reel I want to see now is you and Isaac Zwychuk in a reel, the umpire that relieved Jeff of his duties that night.
I should get a video of me and him hugging it out or something like that.
Get Lefty in there to mediate. So.
Yeah, I thought about talking to the All-Star umpires about ejecting me for the All-Star game as a joke, but at the same time, I didn't want to make it about me. It's not about me, so I would just kind of let it go. But it was an idea that I had floating around in my head.
I suggested to the mascot crew, and I didn't see it, to after the first inning, go out and check the pitcher's gloves.
I remember you said that.
I didn't see it, but that would have been, I'm sure, a good laugh if the lefty's out there checking gloves and maybe tossing a pitcher.
Yeah, we got here
foul ball out to the left side.
The umpires they're kind of tough. They're tough cookies. Yeah. They're not real ha. There's been a couple times where they've done a little skit with the mascot, but not too often are they they want to play around too much.
But I'm sure if you walked around and for 3 hours people told you how much you sucked every 50 times a night or 50 times a summer.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd develop a little. There's another strikeout for Akatsuka. I'm sure you'd get a little thicker skin too, or be a little.
I guess
people tell you how much you suck for 3 hours. 50 times a year, so it's a thankless job.
Yeah, I work with cops. That's my Monday to Friday. So yeah, there's a very distinct similarity between police officers and umpires. So
there's some of our fans out there. Tammy, Adrian out there. Thanks, Adrian, for watching. Again, if the Barnstormers pull off a victory, we're going to pry some tickets out of Nick's hands, and we're going to give them away.
Now, are we doing?
Rick
Is
Legary's
doing
out there.
$5 for strikeouts for this too, or
that I don't know.
Okay.
I think actually it might be all games. I think last year I just did the home one, so I think it's just the home ones.
I thought maybe it was for the Barncast they were doing.
Yeah, last year was just the home ones that we did, but Cam also rounded up last year. I gave him his final total from the last year, and it was 8 and change. Here's a roller to second base. We should be able to get out of this quickly, and we do. So don't go away. We'll finish that thought for more All-Star talk here. So a beautiful 1-2-3 inning for Akatsuka. We're through 2 innings complete. Welland Jackfish lead 1-0. You're watching the Enyo Barncast here from the field house at Fergie Jenkins Field.
Give it to me.
here again, whereas we head to the top of the third inning. Robert Mackey's going to lead things off in a second here. But the Saturday for the All-Star game, any highlights personally, things you enjoyed? Or we had another karaoke contest that I'm sure you initiated, and that was a blast as well. Tell us about the Saturday All-Star experience.
The Saturday was more enjoyable for me, honestly, because I could just sit back and watch. We had music going for the whole home run derby. You know, the players got their walk-up music, and I could kind of get a vibe for what kind of music they were into. So I just let the music roll while they were batting. I don't know if that's traditional or not. I don't know, honestly, how that's done. Because when you watch like the Major League one, you can't really hear the stadium sound so much. But I felt like it added a real party vibe, and it took things a little bit less seriously. And then on the mic, I was just making the odd random little comment, like when they were just hitting.
Yeah, you can't have too long of like dead air of just guys bunting and throwing down the second base. So some comments when the catcher wasn't throwing it back. He was getting his warm-up tosses. You were trying to tell him where second base was. I did catch that a little bit. So
so I really enjoyed the skills competition. I actually got to sit back and just kind of watch it and just do very minimal work, and it was fun. I had maybe it wasn't the right time, but I had some thoughts on the bunt competition, which was the first time we'd ever done it.
Sure.
That they need to next year, or whoever hosts it, if whoever hosts it, they got to paint the lines on the field because they were just rolling off that tarp every bunt. It didn't matter.
My suggestion was even maybe a bumper on the end.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So as long as it doesn't roll over the bumper and the bumper keeps it in the field of play, or have it a little further out and have it more like a curling circle.
Yeah, or if you don't want to paint it so it's permanent, you could chalk it, you know, and just
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good call. And the outfield throw probably could have been 10 feet closer, maybe.
Yeah.
But again, you live and learn. And like I said, we passed the baton on to London or whoever it is next year. I know Labatt Field is having a 150th anniversary, so that would be
like a perfect fit.
But we'll see if they, like I say, accept the challenge of the 2-day All-Star game.
Yeah, is that
there's a line shot right side. Nice. Robert Mackey with a base hit. Great way to start it off on the top of the third inning. A line shot to the right side.
Love to see that.
Now, is it a rule now that you have to do it over 2 days, or?
If you rewatch the broadcast, Ted Collins did come in. No, it's not a rule, but he says, "How can we not do it?" He goes, "The Chatham-Kent Barnstormers just put the bar just so high."
That's awesome. I didn't hear him say that.
Yeah, you can't. It'd be kind of tough to go under the bar now, and just you have to kind of take that step forward. And even Tyler Duncan to me talked about how cool it was having the dusk to nighttime home run derby. Because when they do it in the past, it's usually on a Sunday. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then they take a break and then do the All-Star game. There's a grounder to the left side.
Nice.
That's going to get through. That's a tough play. Safe at first base. He held on to it. So the first two batters are aboard. Thomas Green with the base hit. Great to see that from him. But
the dusk home run, and you couldn't have asked for a better sky. Like, God just blessed us with like the perfect backdrop for that. The photos that have been coming out, it's just like this beautiful purple sky, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I had a really good one of Tyler Duncan that I sent along to the broadcast, and I'm just showing you. I'll try and get it to the camera before.
Yeah, look at the lights.
It's tough to see without a close up there. Oh, there's even better. Cole's got it queued up already for us. I was hoping that after the Duncan final homer, maybe they could have a firework on ready to go, so explode when that game-winning homer came. So,
but I heard Duncan's hands were bleeding. Like, I don't know if that was a figure of speech or if that was literal, but for him to have a night off where he could just kind of rest up a little bit too, and before playing in a game, I think that's
they played on the Friday night, and he's been having some blister issues, and I'm sure a lot of these guys probably practice. Nick, did our guys do a little bit of home run derby practice? Austin and Yushin?
Absolutely, they wanted to put on a good show for the home crowd, so I saw them take a couple hacks there.
Ground ball, boots it. Safe. Oh, no. I thought that was an umpire, but Donnie Menard was calling. Donnie got me there. So fielder's choice
it was close, though,
for Spencer.
Yeah.
But no, I saw him Sunday morning. I did a little interview for the CBL Change-Up. Make sure you watch it on YouTube. The weekly podcast on the league, but he didn't even want to shake my hands because he said the skin was just falling off his hands.
Man.
But the training crew came in. I don't know if it was our trainers, Tim, or even the medics that we had here, taped him up so he can play, and then he hits a home run on Sunday, too.
Yeah, he was just on fire. And a super nice guy, too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I got that in the few minutes I got to spend with him on Sunday, so... There's a foul ball. When we got to I told him his number when Yushin put up 17. I said, okay, you need 17 to tie. You need 18 to win. And I'm like, you need 21 so we can reach 200 for the night.
Yeah.
But after he got 18, he just flipped the bat. He was done. 48 home runs.
Yeah. Well, this was Yushin's first derby ever.
I heard that on the interview. Yeah.
And he crushed it.
So here's another All-Star, Austin Gurney. 2 on, 1 out here. Let's listen to the broadcast. Let's get this game tied up.
Gurney, another foul ball. It's 0-2.
He falls behind in the count now, so he's going to have to battle a little bit here. We don't see Austin go the other way too much, but if Saldana, who likes working that outside part, just slap one the other way like Marin tried to do on that last at-bat.
What's Saldana's measurements, height and weight? That's a big boy on the mound there.
He's the mirror image of Pedro de los Santos.
Yeah, he's probably listed at 220, but he's actually,
And look at the Enyo Barncast on the back wall there.
It's just amazing what we can pull off here.
That wind's going to keep that ball up a little bit, but luckily it's far enough out. And then the Sunday, the All-Star game, you went viral. Your voice went a little viral again.
Yeah.
The Foul Territory, a Twitter page, over 250,000 views of it.
I saw that.
And announcing who told you and how'd that come to be.
So, Evan's dad came up. Well, first Nick texted me that Grayson Barrett's brother was drafted.
Okay.
I'm like,
what round was he drafted in? Do you remember?
In the 6th.
Okay.
Yeah,
Colorado?
Yeah, before Evan. So I was like, I wrote it in my notes, like, to bring it up at some point. I mean, he wasn't in the game, but I'm like, I'll bring it up. And then his dad, Evan's dad, comes up to me. He's like, just want you to know, like, I didn't really know him at all, but
I haven't met him either. Ooh,
and
strike 3.
That sucks. He's just like, just want you to know he's been drafted. So I was holding it because I didn't want to take away from the players, right? I didn't want me to introduce I forget who was coming up. Anyway, I didn't want to introduce him and put him on the side and say, our guy is, But then Dom
Wandy, yeah.
Yeah, Wandy, that's right. And then Dom came up. He's like, stop the game, we'll do it now. I'm like, well, maybe between. He's like, no, we're going to do it right now. So we did.
And it worked out perfect.
Yeah. And then Wandy hit a bomb. So I even commented as it's in the air, like, not to be outdone. Wandy takes him deep.
And then what I loved, I forget who was pitching at the time, but he stepped back and he was applauding. Everyone all these guys, a lot of them have felt that feeling of being drafted or signed at a young age. A lot of the Dominican players get signed when they're 16, 17 years old. So going to that level of that trying to chase that dream, they all have that. They remember that feeling as Grayson fouls went off. So it was just probably a great experience it was just nice of them to step off and recognize that for Evan Morrison.
Yeah, that was really special. So you were telling me, and I don't know, we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just great having Morrison get that opportunity because it's any young baseball player's dream just to have that chance. And we talked about it a little bit earlier. He's heading down to Surprise, Arizona.
That's what I was going to ask.
The Arizona Complex League. I was trying to. That ball looked down a little bit.
I didn't know if we could talk about it, but
he's officially signed.
And he is off the roster now. Is that right?
Yeah, he's actually on the inactive list now officially. So he's not released. He's just on our inactive list.
Yeah.
You might have seen, again, some more. We talked about the news of the two pitchers coming in.
Yeah.
McKillican and Goose.
So there's always a chance Evan Morrison could be back at some point. You never know.
And then Gregor Farquharson's looking around somewhere and like, I just got released because he just got officially released because we have only so many inactive spots to play with. So he was technically still on an inactive spot. So Gregor catches a stray there just on the release, but he wasn't coming, obviously.
No.
So Evan kind of fills that spot, and we have a couple of new players. And then, as you saw on the social media, there's look like there's going to be some more. We'll wait on the surprise on that one, but check our Barnstormers social media as he blows a strikeout right through. We're going to stay here. We're going to keep talking to Jeff here during this break here. A little bit more about Evan Morrison, but with the All-Star game, when he got announced, he went back to the locker room to be a little bit quieter, to take that phone call. My feeling was that when you see Arlington, Texas pop up on your phone, just the thoughts you must have as a ball player, your stomach probably just does flips.
Yeah, so he must have been. I think he had his phone in the dugout.
That's
so
what he said.
He was suspecting getting a phone call, so he actually got it. Yeah, you watch all these. The NFL draft is huge. It's naturally televised. I always watch that one, and it's exciting. It was really exciting for it to happen to him. But we didn't know where he was. We were calling him out for a tip of the cat or a curtain call or something, but he wasn't coming out. So I made a joke that he was in a porta potty.
But yeah, he actually on the interview he came up to the broadcast booth and did an interview. He got the call ahead of time, and I think think, Nick, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but he was able to come back to the clubhouse, turn on the, I don't know if it's ESPN or MLB feed, and see your name get called.
Yes.
Is that correct, Nick?
Yeah, that's correct. And he got to see the MLB TV announcers know absolutely nothing about him. So those guys need to do research like Dan Dominguez does.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the other thing was there's actually another Evan Morrison playing in the Western Canadian Baseball League who was also drafted.
Oh, really?
I forget when and where, but a little bit later on, I think. So, but yeah, a couple of Evan Morrisons. And just, but to have that, I can just imagine that feeling. 22 years old, had the career year for Grand Valley State, setting school records and hits and runs and all sorts of things. And,
I had a lot of people asking questions like, are they scouting the Canadian Baseball League that hard that they're getting drafted? And I was guessing they probably scouted his collegiate career more than they did the Canadian Baseball League. Well, but you never know.
There have been some great IBL, CBL players, right, Cole? So I think that's even part of the trivia question here today. So let's try and stump. This is the Scott Curry TD Wealth trivia question. Oh, we changed that. It's all right. We're talking about different. Which pitcher has the most strikeouts in Barnstormer history? We'll hold on to it for a few minutes here, but give us your guesses on the chat. We've had some pretty good pitchers here throughout the 3 seasons of Barnstormer ball, but one of the other ones we were talking about were some of the former CBL, IBL players that have had Hall of Fame votes. And there's actually 4 of them. 4 players that have played in this league have been got votes in the Cooperstown National Baseball Hall of Fame. So obviously Fergie, Denny McLean, I'm sure you're familiar with. Chris Spire, who was a former Giant in the 60s and 70s. I think he played for the Expos for a minute too. And then the 4th one, Jesse Orozco, who threw a no-hitter back in 77 in the IBL. And then we've seen more recently Liam Hicks. He was an MLB All-Star this year. He played when he was 18 in the IBL.
Wow, that's amazing.
So the talent is there, and we've seen some of the names and rosters. All these guys, how many? Even the 2 guys we signed this week, Nick. One played for Cincinnati. That was Goose.
Yes.
Or the other, and then McKillican pitched Colorado and San Diego.
Yes.
So we're getting guys now that have played in the minor leagues.
Yeah, no, it's impressive. I can't wait to see them come out and see what they can do.
A couple of 6'5" relievers. We're
big
starting
boys,
our
too.
off-season basketball team now with Garrett Day and a few of the other guys. So
I don't know if Garrett will watch this, but I always notice Garrett Day's pants are always, it's like he's wearing floods. I don't know if you've noticed this, but they can't get pants long enough for him, but you're going to notice it now. His pants are just coming up above his ankles. I'm like, oh, Garrett's in his floods again. But yeah, they can't find pants long enough for that guy.
It's got to be longer than Carlos Sano. There's a line drive. Looks like a base hit in the left as he keeps it in front of him. Carlos Sano in the playoffs last year, did you catch that when he had the pants rolled up above his knees?
Oh, I didn't catch that.
He had the tights on, so they were literally shorts on him with the blue tights.
Well, I always think Garrett should just get the high socks because then he could cover that up, but I don't know. Maybe he likes the flood look. Who knows?
I think it's the style for some of these guys. So, Jeff, my question for you, that Evan Morrison moment, obviously one that you didn't necessarily prepare for. You had to come up with it on the fly. I mean, what's that like? What's your process as a PA announcer and that improvisation and being able to do that?
When I had to make the announcement right away, it's like I wasn't prepared for anything, but I mean, it was kind of an easy announcement to make. I mean, I didn't have the exact details. I didn't have the number, but I just mentioned the Texas rain. I got it out there. No, you just have to be able to adapt on the fly, and I find I'm pretty good at that. So, but yeah, that was a highlight for sure. I got a lot of Instagram followers because the league tagged me in that post.
Oh,
so
that's good.
Oh, okay, all right. So it was kind of nice.
I don't know if I have it here. I had my. There it is. There, I think.
Throw down. I think they got him by quite a bit.
Nice,
yeah.
And that's Abe leading the league in stolen bases this year.
Great throw by Oda.
So that gets, again, the second time they've gotten him on the base path. Early in the first inning, there was a line shot to left field to Grayson Barrett when Abe was running, and Barrett on a line threw it from left field to first base for the double play. So
nice.
Great defense from the Barnstormers tonight.
Yeah, they've been doing really well. And Groening playing third base. He hasn't got a lot of looks at third base this year, but I think he's going to be seeing a little bit more in the second half now.
You would know, how is Oda comparing with Fukuda for?
We talked a little bit about that. It's a different game. It's tough to say if it's a catcher thing or a pitcher thing. The ERAs have gone up a little bit this year from how many games was Fukuda here for? 10 games or so. Maybe a little bit more, but they have jumped from the early on. But Oda does a pretty good job. He's a big framer. Like sometimes the glove moves quite a bit, but he does a good job with that. And Iod does an excellent job. If you watch him closely, Nick, you probably know this name, and Jeff, you're old enough to know it. Tony Pena, you remember that name catching?
Yeah.
Remember how low he would get with that leg sticking out for the Pittsburgh Pirates? Iod does quite a bit of that because we talked about that with Greg Kemble, former Barnstormer, on our little segment we had a few episodes ago of the one knee down versus the traditional catcher stance and the pros and cons of that. So nowadays it feels like, if not all the catchers, it's probably a strong majority use that one knee down style.
I would have to just because my legs wouldn't support me for that long.
A little milking stool back there.
Yeah, get a bucket like Donnie Buckets. That's what they call Don Menard Donnie Buckets because he's on a bucket a lot. Yeah.
So we got one out. Leadoff hitter Abe got on a single, but was quickly gunned out from Yoshinoda. And the teams know he's going to run, so it's a great job from Akatsuka getting rid of that ball quickly. On strikeout looking, so that's his third strikeout. Yeah. It's important from the pitchers that they do that a little bit more of a slide step, Nick, to give that catcher give him a chance to throw him out at second base.
Absolutely. I mean, it's important, just as important on the pitcher to get that out at second.
And the button up to Evan Morrison's story, the one thing I'd hoped for that Evan would probably hopefully do with Roop was maybe, I know he wasn't going to come to bat because we're not risking injury at this point, but take the field as a shortstop just for the moment, and then you can announce him as a replacement, or they can send out a couple of Barnstormers, as you see an easy ground ball over to second base.
Easy.
Bunks got him.
All right.
But have maybe a couple guys like Gurney or someone come and pull him from the game.
Yeah,
I think
that would have been nice. That would have been a nice touch.
But it's kind of on the fly. So, all right, Barnstormers, another good inning defensively. They're trailing 1-0. They're staying in this one. We're going to step away for a quick break. You're watching the Enyo Barncast from the Fieldhouse at Fergie Jenkins Field.
It's us again. Enyo Pest Advisors, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
This summer, step up to the plate with the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers Summer Camps. Whether you're just starting out or ready to level up your game, Barnstormers Summer Camps are the place to be. From July 6th to the 10th, join us in Chatham for the first week of camp. From July 13th to the 17th, we'll be in Leamington, then back in Chatham from the 20th to the 24th. Continue your learning in Dresden from the 27th to the 31st, and we will walk it off in Leamington from August 3rd to the 7th. Spots are limited. Sign up now and be part of the Barnstormers family this summer.
Welcome back. We're heading to the top of the fourth inning. Barnstormers trail 1-0. Had some chances. Had a runner on third base in the second with Yoshinoda, and then a couple runners on in the fourth inning, or in the third inning, unable to cash. The offense started out so strong this year, Jeff, and then in the second half, like in June and early July, we've kind of gotten a little bit of a slump.
Yeah, I had I volunteered my son to do the scoreboard. I thought he could handle it, and that was a game against Hamilton, and we put up like 9 runs in the first inning or something, and he was trying to figure it. It was so much, but the offense was firing at the start of the year there. But yeah, it seems to have cooled a little bit here.
I mean, I would argue that the offense has still been firing. It's just been the luck. There haven't been the hits strung together the way they were. There have been a couple of quiet games, but there have been a lot of games that were really close, and we just haven't been able to get the runs.
Yeah, there's definitely been some close ones, but don't make me pull out stats, Nick. But we need if we can get those bats firing again, and that just puts so much pressure on this league, because if you can get to that starter, get to that pitch count, because we've seen this happen against us, is a good shot, foul ball.
Too bad.
You can talk about this at any baseball level. The faster you get into bullpens, usually the more success you're going to have, because especially in MLB, when you're playing 3 and 4 game series, you get to those bullpens, they can get a little bit tired, and that's when you can start getting more mistakes and score runs.
Yeah, you often hear fans, whether it's Jays fans or I'm a Tigers fan, our team just can't hit with runners in scoring position. But that's true of every single fan base. I think maybe we'll exclude the Dodgers out of this, but every single fan base feels that way, that their team just not getting that clutch hit. And it is something special, something, you got to be able to lock in and do it. And not to pit Fukuda against Oda all the time and keep talking about, but one thing I do like about Oda is he's a home run threat every time he steps up to the plate. Where Fukuda is just a lot of base knocks and whatnot. But especially with the short field and at Fergie, you just can count on Oda. You could tie it up at any time.
Yeah, they talk about it actually on the Welland broadcast every year, and if we might have missed it, who knows? But were you at the game last year where Oda hit
in Welland for that one?
They still call it the longest home run they've seen in any level of any baseball at that field. Again, with these camera angles, you can't really see it, but he just launched one.
Yeah, it was incredible to see. And the Barnstormers won that game, and we were the visiting fans. We were chirping the people around us, and it was a lot of fun.
There's one up into the wind.
He's got a beat on it, and he makes the catch. One away.
Yeah, I think wasn't there a fireworks that night too?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. I remember
they do Friday night fireworks there, or Saturday night, or something like that.
I saved a shot from that one. I don't remember who took it. It might have been one of the Japanese players, or maybe just Yuri. Just did a screenshot of the guy, a selfie of the guys, and had about a dozen of the players in the background. And just the guys just having the time of their life. It was pretty late in the season, I think, at that point. I don't remember, but
no, it was right around because it showed up in my Facebook memories. Okay. It was like right around this time of year last year.
But you can just see all these 20-somethings just having the time of their life up there.
Yeah, and we do the Barncast because, when they're in Welland and whatnot, but
we know why.
The Jackfish, they get a lot of hate, but honestly, they do put on a spectacular show. And when I heard that we were getting an IBL team at the time, I started checking out everybody's socials and what they were doing. 2 outs.
Yeah, quick outs, yep.
Yeah, and I wanted to emulate what the Jackfish were doing, especially with their social media it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good, and their fan experience is second to none. I'd like to sit here and say we're the best, but they do a great job there. But a lot of that also comes with the stadium. You can see it right here.
They're gifted a minor league stadium.
Yeah, they got the stadium seats. They got the grass berms on the sides. They have bleachers. It's just really a beautiful.
Because I'm sure it's difficult as we see the third out come in here in center field, possibly, and it is. We'll stick for this one. Again, they have this stadium. It's just Nick and I talked about this in the first inning. Just you want to emulate them both on and off the field. They do it right from their front office all the way down to the event staff, and just the fan experience is great. Like I said, it's a minor league park. The Pirates used to play there back in the day.
Yeah.
Their minor league team. It's just it's a nice kind of little advantage to have over there.
And I think they have 3 or 4 full-time staff.
Okay.
Right, so who are working for them, around the clock. So I think their social media. It might not be their only job, but
sure,
they're just at the ballpark on a Tuesday afternoon, and they can get somebody in the Jacques, their mascot, and shoot some reels or something funny because they're just there all the time, and that's not realistic for the rest of the clubs, and ours included. So,
and it's great that the Barnstormers have done that. Nick's part of that. There's a whole list of people, but it's something that the other 7 teams, some of them do it a little bit more than others, really need to do because. This is not a league where anyone's going to get rich by any means, owners, players, anybody. But there's always room for growth. We're in one of the smallest towns in this league, and I think the 2 of the smallest are us and Welland, if I'm not mistaken. But you look at towns like Kitchener and Hamilton and Guelph and Brantford that have maybe a little bit lower population. I think you've seen more stadiums than I have, Jeff, but some of the stadiums just don't get the fan support because it almost feels like it needs to be grassroots from the staff, starting with social media. They're in bigger cities, so you wish you could get your name out there more in these bigger towns.
I thought about that a little bit. Like, why aren't they going to the games in some of these bigger markets? But there could be something to do with the fact that there's more to do.
True.
Right? There's other concerts and festivals and things happening, and but I agree with you that some of the teams need to do a better job in marketing their team. I made a video, it was shared by the Barnstormers team, about my trip to Brantford. And for a baseball purist, it's magical. They don't do anything. No sound effects. No finish him. No. It's just dead quiet. Some people I think really appreciate that, but I think the majority of fans, because you can hear the fans when it's 2 strikes, they say finish him before I can even press the button. I think they like they like some of the hype and some of the things happening that we do around the ballpark, and some teams just got to work on their production, but. We do a good job.
And I can also say, having talked to the players, they appreciate the production, they appreciate the noise in game and the crowd and the whole 9 yards. And
almost everybody.
Yeah. I've got a few criticisms before, you know.
Oh, you know what I'm talking
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. But I've also heard, like Dom has reported, stop doing this because the players don't like it. I'm like,
sure.
Oh, okay. Okay. I like when our team would make an error, I'd often hit the Homer Simpson dope.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, don't make fun of our own players.
A little fly ball, Grayson. Again, a little bit of a windy night, but he has no trouble with that one. Yeah, it's tough because, the players hear you. We've heard that even with the Barncast. They watch the Barncast as well, so it's good to see that the players watch that. And we're glad they do. Like I said, we put this on for a reason. We want the fans to chat. I don't know if Welland even has. This year they've been putting their chat on this year, but in past years they haven't. So that's how this all came about, that, and also Hamilton as well, having kind of a different broadcast over on C14. So.
Yeah, that's the Hamilton one is really tough. I know a lot of people miss it being on YouTube, and I don't know how the Lightcast is doing, but my YouTube is my go-to just because of the comments and you know, just the interaction that you can have.
And it's fun. You see the names. You see like Ann Lear Chamberlain, and you see some of the names you know from other towns in the league.
Yeah.
So he's got him 1-1 here, and the one out in the bottom of the fourth inning. Still a 1-0 game. Just that RBI single back in the bottom of the first from Justin Gideon. The only score so far. After that, Akatsuka's really kind of locked down and found the zone. As you see, that off-speed pitch, just that fell off the table there, eh, Nick?
Working.
Oh, yeah. He's looking really good on the mound right now.
He's got him 1-2. So let's listen in and see if we can get a strikeout pitch here from Akatsuka. Hopefully we don't jinx him here.
Driving in the game's only run. That was Mann coming around to score. 2-out rally for the Jackfish. Here's the 1-2. On the ground.
Chopper right side. Flip it.
Nice big hop for the first
Beautiful.
baseman,
Nice.
Constantino.
Constantino.
Oh.
Good old Owen Constantino.
Is that difficult a name?
I don't know, but I've messed up
Like,
a lot
am
of
I the
names,
only
so I'm not going to
person that took French in grade school? Okay. That one's, And then we know past names that used to play for the Barnstormers that just got completely butchered.
Vasilanic was always the tough one. Van Selenek, I've heard a lot of them.
It's, Oh, lost their feed there for a second, or just on the cut it did. So, but yeah, no, Owen's been great this year. Another all-star. I really like his parents were in town the other day. I saw them over at Mike's after the all-star game, and I've even interviewed them on the field, and they're just to the moon with their young son for that, having a 21-year-old. Now, can't say at the top of his game yet, but now he's a CBL all-star.
Yeah, like a big step up from last year, I feel like.
Yeah, he really struggled that first half, but started to pick it up. But this year, he's really locked in.
Now, where's he from?
Ottawa area. It's a suburb. I'm not sure you're from that area.
Orleans, to be specific.
Okay, and that's just is that like a LaSalle to
East
Windsor
End.
type of thing,
Yeah,
like a Tecumseh type of thing if you're from the Windsor area? Or?
It's all Ottawa.
Yeah. The GOA, the Greater Ottawa Area type of thing.
Oh, yeah. We've had lots of good conversations, Owen and I, about Ottawa things, talk about our favorite shawarma stops,
Okay.
talk about Alanis Morissette.
Is that an Ottawa thing?
Oh, yeah.
Shawarma? Okay.
Oh, yeah. We've got very good shawarma up in Ottawa.
Okay.
Where Pluto Plants is now, right across from Fergie Jenkins Field, used to be a shawarma place, Mr. Shawarma, and they had the best shawarma. I was so depressed when, and then they put a pot store in. I'm like, okay.
And they didn't move? They just disappeared?
Yeah, they were out of Windsor. I think they had a location there too, and I can't remember what happened. It wasn't lack of business here. They had some other. I think they had another opportunity to do something else, so they did that. But.
All right, on the chat, folks, we need your favorite shawarma places for Jeff Hopman to find in the Chatham-Kent area. So I know you're out there watching. So let's see some of those. You missed that one? Oh, you might have just got a piece of it to hang in there. So Jeff Hopman needs a shawarma spot if you're tuning in on the Barncast here, the Enyo Barncast.
Yeah, if I ever won the lottery, I would buy that Pluto Plants location. They're not a sponsor of ours or anything like that, but I would love to make it like a 50s baseball-themed diner where people could go after the game. Mike's place is great. I'm headed there in about 45 minutes, but like just a real family, like burgers, fries, pops, milkshakes, that type of thing. I think it would do really well there. But it might subtract from our business, too, at the ballparks.
Yeah.
So
you see that at
thing.
some of the parks. And I went to Wrigley last year, and there's a lot of places right around the Wrigley Field that are the baseball-themed little pubs, I guess is the word. And that would be tremendous. So we got 1 and 2. Let's see if you can blow them away here. Get out of this fourth.
Akatsuka trying to work through another clean inning. Here's the 1-2.
Give it to a corner.
Oh.
Ay.
Bruh.
That's tough.
Yeah.
All right, Scott Curry, if you're watching, I know we're not supposed to yell at the umpires in that one, but that looked pretty good there, Scott. I know Scott's been watching from time to time when he can. I know he was out there getting autographs from all the. He says he's got some pretty good baseball memorabilia, but of Major League Baseball. But he says he's been doing more of the local memorabilia. There's a ball, so he's been getting his Ed Myers autograph. He got the Harding, Blake Harding, and a few of the other ones that were obviously Bill Atkinson as well. So kind of getting his IBL, CBL, just kind of local Chatham-Kent memorabilia going in his collection. So
3-2 now, full count.
Big pitch here. Let's get him out of this inning.
The payoff on the way. Luther fouls it
Pops him up.
Staying alive.
He's got a lot of pitches working. He's got that fastball. He's trying to go up and in, and then he can either do that, either the sinker, the fastball that falls away, or then that change that just falls off the table.
We need Cole to get a pitch count on the screen here. That's his next job.
He's done that before. He'll just yell over watching on the on the actual CBL site. So another full count pitch. There's a hard hit right side. That's going to get through it, but it looks like we're going to be able to hold him to a single here. And Marin's got a cannon out there. So with a little bit of the infield thinning out here, we'll talk more about that coming up. It'd be interesting to see if Spencer Marin, he played a little bit of second base for us once before.
Oh, did he? I don't remember that.
Once or twice, but he's also played a lot of shortstop back with those Windsor Select days. So he does have middle infield experience. So losing Evan Morrison, obviously with Oda bouncing between catcher and third base.
Yeah, Mackey's pretty diverse too. I remember
he's
him
played
playing
some
all over the
second
place.
and third as well. That's right.
Oh, what do we got here?
Firehouse
Chatham
subs.
Kebab. Yeah, Firehouse. Yeah, that's Adrian Gaming, 1095. Big fan.
Okay. Ground ball.
Oh, I thought he scooped that for a second, but
it's Joel Desjardins. Joel was on our last Barncast back in the field house for, I think that was another Welland game. That was that one that got away from us there.
I've heard good things about Shawarma and Moore, Gregory, and St. Clair. Have you been there?
I have not been there.
No, I've heard good things about it, but I haven't tried it.
And then even up Dresden Way, because that's where Nick is staying. You're up here at Dresden Way, so nice little off-speed pitch. Anything on the ground here, you should be able to get Mullen. Mullen has that traditional catcher speed you were talking about earlier, Jeff. So a big at-bat here. You want to get through. Oh, Scott Curry's chiming in. He says he can't comment because he's on his computer. The missed strike 3 would have been, so we got Scott watching, thanks to him. There's a high pop-up to the left side. That ball seems to be carrying. Here it comes in now. Geez, that wind's really kind of
playing tricks on these boys.
All right, we're going to step away. We're through 4 complete. Barnstormers still trail by 1. You're watching the Barncast here, sponsored by Enyo Pest Advisors from the Fieldhouse.
Discover the ultimate pest control solutions with Enyo Pest Advisors, your trusted partner in Chatham-Kent and southwestern Ontario. What sets Enyo Pest Advisors apart? Their commitment to excellence, integrity, and customer satisfaction drives Cameron and his team to deliver exceptional services, and they get results. They're committed to providing solutions, no matter how small or big the problem may be. Farmers, if rodents are eating into your profits, Enyo Pest Advisors are here to help. They specialize in farm-focused rodent control that's effective, reliable, and keeps your bottom line strong. Don't let pests take over your barn, your bins, or your peace of mind. Enyo can also help with wildlife exclusions, including bats. If spiders are taking over your home, Enyo uses a clear, professional-grade solution that protects your home and doesn't leave a messy white residue. From agricultural and residential to commercial and industrial, call Enyo Pest Advisors today at 226-627-4944 or visit them online or on Facebook at Enyo Ltd. Enyo Pest Advisors, bigger than bugs.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Dan, Nick, and Jeff here at the Fieldhouse for our 5th edition of the Barncast here in 2026, our 7th overall. It's been great. We've had so many special guests. There's, again, for the last episode, we're going to have to kind of list off everyone, but so many great different talents. Everyone has a different story to tell. It's great to talk to everyone from the Barnstormers family.
Yeah. There's, I've been trying to get on, but you get busy and I'm glad you finally had me on here.
And there's Harry Muir coming up, and I guess we can mention our next guest coming up via Zoom. the first lady of the Barnstormers, Stephanie Muir, is on deck, we can say. She'll be heading in here very soon. And then, Nick, your first experience so far, I know you've watched a couple, but enjoying your time here with us?
I'm having a blast. It's great being part of this, great interacting with the chat a little bit, and great seeing all of Barnstormers Nation out there.
Because a lot of people have seen Nick around the ballpark, but don't, unless he's sitting behind the desk on your days off, they don't get a chance to really stop and talk to Nick because he's, again, running in 10 different directions usually. So a chance for just to sit and watch.
Too. Nick usually travels with the team, so he got to miss 6 hours of bus ride today, too. So
yeah.
He'll be going to bed on time, which is nice for him.
I will appreciate that, absolutely.
But what is bedtime for you? You strike me as a late night guy.
You know what? It really depends. Traditionally, I'm a late night guy, but we got a
little Oppo Taco action.
Still going back.
Get
He makes the catch.
Oh, man. I'd like to see Grayson do it against Welland, too.
That was Monks, but
it was?
Yeah, Monks now Mackey coming up. But yeah, no, those bus rides are fun. Even Nick had a job at the game I went to up in Toronto. Austin Gurney broke his bat. And the fan just kind of grabbed it because the barrel went into the crowd. So we figured he wouldn't want it. So, but apparently he came back. I don't know if he can get a refund on it or get it returned.
Still under warranty.
Under warranty.
Oh, really?
So we had to send Nick over there with some baseballs to try and trade it for the bat back. So
it was a tough negotiation with the child, but that's all part of baseball operations.
I had no idea there were warranties on bats.
Yep. Oh yeah. Even the wooden ones and the and look at Harry Muir giving some nice kudos to.
Isn't he at this game?
I don't believe so.
Oh, that's why we have a different first base coach.
Yeah.
Right.
Check swing. Oh, don't know about that call either on the outer half against Mackey. I don't know what the count is here. That was their bug's not keeping up to date on it. So Mackey had a good line drive single his first time, and now having to chase that slider. So we're in the top of the fifth inning. We on the Facebook, we mentioned we have some breaking news. Well, the first breaking news we can't really mention yet. We will have a shortstop coming to town coming Monday. That will be revealed soon. But the reason we have another shortstop coming to town, we have another promotion to talk about. It's a kind of a bittersweet feeling. But as you can see on the screen, Thomas Green, the Chinese Professional Baseball League, he signed on with the Fuzhou Sea Knights of the Chinese Professional. They've played about 10 or 15 games so far this year. They only get about 4 imports. As he's hit a ground ball, try to beat that one out. He's out. We'll stay here and talk about Thomas a little bit. He's heading to the Chinese Professional Baseball League. This is his last game as a Barnstormer. He's going to be flying out, I imagine, almost immediately. Nick, you can talk about it. But thank you, Thomas. He's a great player, even better person.
Yeah, I mean, bittersweet really is the only word for it. It's great that he's got this opportunity. He's going to get a chance to go and play overseas, and we're so excited for him. But at the same time, it's always sad to lose a guy like this. And Thomas was a real clubhouse leader and a leader on and off the field. So sad to see him go, but he'll definitely be missed by many here, and have lots of friends to maybe come back to someday. You never know.
And he had the best walk-up on the team.
Well,
the best
I don't
walk-up
hear
music.
all of them. But what is it?
No, I can't sing it.
Well, you don't even know the title.
I don't even know the title of the artist. But it was one of the more pump-you-up ones.
Okay. But no, just a great guy. I've been able to talk to him during practices when I've been out in Chatham. And then even just before a game, he's always comes over to say hello. If we're over at Mike's place, he'll always stop and talk to Ed and I.
Yeah.
He did the visit with Ed's friend, Tom Green, who was in an accident in the hospital. And the two Thomas Greens got to meet up at Chatham Hospital to exchange pleasantries. But it was his idea. His parents were in town at the time, but he didn't think twice about it when he heard he was not feeling well. He went and visited him. So I say it's going to be a loss, but we're losing lots of shortstops. Evan Morrison first, but again, the Barnstormers' resume. First, you have Fukuda heading to the Frontier League in the Ottawa Titans. Evan Morrison heading now to the Arizona Complex League, drafted number 297 overall. My autographed little scorecard from the All-Star game for Evan. And then now the Chinese Professional Baseball League. A lot of people don't know about that, but
self-included. So can you fill me in a little bit?
It's like there's only 6 to 8 teams in the league, but it's considered a top 10 league in the world.
Oh,
obviously, you have your Major League Baseball, far and away number 1, and then there's the NPB, the Nippon Baseball, like the Japanese Baseball League, and then the Korean League. Those are probably your top 3. But you start adding in your Mexican League, your Venezuelan, some of your Cuban leagues. Again, you're starting to get, there's 6 names right there. But in that next tier, that 3rd or 4th tier, you're starting to talk about that Chinese Professional League. Their goal for some of the Asian players is to make their way into either Korea or Japan. So it's kind of like us wanting to get to the Frontier League or the next step to the minor leagues like Evan. Akatsuka is still on the hill for the Barnstormers. But those guys, the Chinese players, obviously play more in Hong Kong as opposed to, there's no real baseball in mainland China. But their goal is to make that Japan League, that Korean League for their next step. So a little chopper, this is going to be a tough play. Let's see if Greeny can do it. And just money, Thomas Green making the play over there at shortstop.
So do you know what kind of facilities they play in? Is it similar to this? Or
I do not. I'd have to do it. I didn't do enough research on that one. But I do know there's only, I believe, 4 import players. So that's an exclusive list to be a part of. So
a lot of culture shock, man. I don't envy him for that. But everybody's built different, and he might embrace it. But I would be, it would be different.
Well, and you talked earlier about are people paying attention to the CBL? I mean, clearly someone out there is, because we got guys like this making moves, and I think having the stats online easily accessible now that it's a pro league, I think these are all things pointing positively.
Yeah, I find the website a lot easier to navigate since they updated the website this year than it was in past years, just to find player stats, and it's been good. I just bought a movie. Tom Selleck. I've been buying old movies. We go to thrift stores and buying old movies.
Mr. Baseball?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
No?
I've never seen it. So, a similar
Heading
situation.
from the Yankees to the Dodgers of the Japanese League. Yeah, it's a great movie.
Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah, that's a really good movie.
You'll have to invite me over. Movie party at Jeff's house.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, Dennis Haysbert is in that as well.
Okay, I don't know. Like I said, I've never seen it, but I saw it at the thrift store for $1. I'm like, that's a good deal.
It's been a long time, but he was also Serrano, if it's the same actor from Major League.
Yep.
I think it's the same actor.
Major League I have on Blu-ray because that's one of those ones you got to have.
But yeah, obviously he's going to Taiwan over in the Taiwan-based team, so in the Fujian province. So it's definitely going to be like you said, a culture shock, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but
he'll be going from burgers and fries to who knows what.
Yeah.
Well, if there's anyone up for it, it's Greener. I mean, that guy's resilient as all get out. So great to see for him.
So it'll be definitely a loss for the team. As like I said, this should be his last game. So the Barnstormers are off until Friday. No, Tuesday we're at home.
We're back. Yeah.
Tuesday we're back home against I think that's Hamilton that night, and then Friday we're home again against Guelph. And, hey, I'll be on the call on that one. I'm getting the play-by-play assignment.
Oh, are you?
They went through the entire list and couldn't find anyone. So I guess Dan's got to do it. So, and then
you'll do just fine. You do so good here. I have total confidence in you.
And then we have another road game on Sunday as well. Oh, strike 3 on the inner path.
Yeah, that was Cole. Show us that one on the box because that was. No, we got to be fair both ways. Yeah, that wasn't a strike, but we'll take it.
I was trying to listen to their announcers complain about it, but that's
okay.
So. Yep. So, Joel, we have a player coming in. We don't want to quite spoil the surprise for Harry and the gang and Nick and Dom and those guys yet, but they're, can we say he's en route? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, their wheels are in motion, Dan. Wheels are in motion. I mean, baseball, like in life, the only constant is change, and this is a time of year where there's a lot of change. So, been making a lot of trips to the airport recently, and I'll be making another one soon. But excited to have some fresh faces and some guys who are really eager to be here.
And then we've talked about it. You guys just mentioned about the league gaining popularity, the new CBL. I happened to be here on Thursday when that was when Gustafsson was doing a bullpen session here. And he was talking to Dom and some of the other guys that were here, just talking about how he's from California, Rockland, California, and like he knows about the league. He has friends that play in the league. So the name's getting out there. And I've heard a few other people talking about this. Actually, Consta Carica at the Barnstormers luncheon the other day, talking about how difficult it is for players to get visas in the United States. He tried to sign in New Jersey Consta last year, but because of the U.S. visa situation, the current political situation over there as well, that we don't need to get into, I guess. But it's near impossible for international players to play down south. So these guys want to play in top flight baseball, which check. They want to play in leagues that they can move up in, either Frontier League, Chinese League, or Major League. Check, because the Barnstormers do that. Yeah. We promote guys to 3 different leagues this year.
Yeah.
And so the name gets out there for these guys still aspiring, still chasing that dream. Little grounder up the middle. Tough play for Green. A lot of speed. That should be a single. Let's go throw a tag on him just for the fun of it, OC.
Yeah.
You never know, right? Throw a tag on him. Don't let it. Cameraman. No, they gave him the safe call. So should be a single there. I think it's a 2-out single. nice effort there from Green. But no, the word's getting out there. I'm sure you see that, Nick. You're on the back end of the situation on seeing all the emails. So, like, we get players
reaching out every single day. I mean, we get multiple players, all who want to come here, all who want this opportunity that we offer. And you were talking about the difficulty getting visas in the U.S. I mean, that's true for Canadians as much as anyone. There are very few Canadians playing for American indie ball teams this year. A lot of them are up in the Canadian indie ball teams, but a lot of those guys have ended up in the CBL. So it's, huge that we have this league, this resource, and it's great for Canadian baseball to be able to develop these guys and then send them overseas, send them abroad, and help them take that next step in their professional careers.
So that's an incentive for these guys. Someone like Evan Morrison, and there's countless other ones we can talk about, but they play their minor ball with the selects or top flight Great Lakes Canadians. They go south for their college education, and Andy Groning's another one. But they need somewhere to go after that. And so, because you said it's so difficult to play in a United Shores baseball league or the countless other ones that are down there, pickoff attempt over at first. I see there's a prospect, Eric Hartman, for Atlanta. Like, these Canadians, if they're not going to be at the top level, this is a place for them to play high-level ball.
Absolutely. And I got to say, I'm glad I'm not doing baseball operations for one of these American teams, because that just must be a nightmare in the paperwork and the pulling teeth. So very happy to work with some friendly Canadian border agents who are happy to work with our guys.
Yeah. Is that something the league is going to ever help with, or is it just still a team-by-team? You think the league would want to be more involved on helping teams get visas?
I mean, you know what? It's a constant evolution. It's been a struggle at times this year, but there's been a lot of clubs helping each other. It's a real community atmosphere, and hopefully we can get the league in there too and get things going for everyone and make things smoother.
So we're keeping an eye on the runner here. Yushin's already gunned Abe one time. You can see they're anticipating a potential steal. Little chopper up the middle. Oh, it's a fly ball. Okay.
Nice.
So that's it. We're through 5 complete. Still 1-0. We're going to stick here because I think, Jeff, you're heading to dinner with the family pretty soon.
I am.
We have Stephanie Muir in the on-deck circle ready to take her swings up here, so we'll cue her in. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
I'm glad you can join us again here. We had you last year during the playoffs back in the clubhouse, that fun time. So, again, we always say it, best in the business, PA, DJ, all of the above. You do a great job keeping the 1,000 entertained every night. So, look forward to a big second half and maybe get a bit of a playoff run.
Yeah, let's do the push.
Yep.
Let's push.
And if we're in the playoffs, or I'm counting on you being here for the Barncast if we make that push. So, all right, we'll step away for a quick break, but Jeff Hopman's going to the family. Again, Stephanie Muir coming in. You're watching the Enyo Barncast here at Fergie Jenkins Field.
It's us again. Enyo Pest Advisors, 226.
You know, earn right away. Welcome back, and look at right in the middle. We have another special guest. Yeah, we do bunny ears there. There's bunny ears on top of Stephanie. But thanks to Jeff Hopman for joining us. But we have a 1-0 game. But the first lady of the Barnstormers joining us now from London, Ontario, right now watching in is Stephanie Muir. Stephanie, you hear us loud and clear?
I can.
Okay, that's great. A little loud on my side, but that's okay. We'll just pass the word on to Cole. But thanks for joining us here today. We're at a pretty good game here. We just had the news about Thomas Green as a chopper down to the left side. It's going to be a tough throw across the diamonds and just in time for out number 1. So we're in the top of the 6th inning. But no, we talked about Thomas Green heading over to the Chinese Professional Baseball League. Again, promotion number 3 for this team this year. It's bittersweet, but that's the goal of this league, right?
Exactly, and it's certainly something I'm getting a little bit of feedback, so I'm going to figure that out.
Sure. Just tell us if you need to step away for a second or
Um,
not. But
yeah, so it's an exciting time for us to see that all of the effort that Harry puts into recruiting pays off for the players.
yeah, for sure.
It's a challenge, yeah, because you want to develop a team, but you also want to develop the individual player too.
There's a hard shot to center field. That's going to
that's
drop in for a base hit. So a 1-out single for the Barnstormers. Austin Gurney is aboard. Tying run on base now with 1 out in the 6th inning. Grayson Barrett coming to bat now. I'm sure Harry's been really busy lately. We've seen some faces leave. Kean Johnson, we saw Kat Marin leaving, so a couple of Barnstormers no longer with the club. We talked about Steve Gustafson as well as Adam McKillican joining the club. They're with the team now. There's another name coming that's traveling with the club, but we're not going to spoil that one yet because that one's going to be released shortly on Barnstormers social media. A little check swing. Did I get a piece of him? We're trying to see.
I think
Might have got a piece of the bat for a foul ball. We're not quite sure here what's going on, so we're going to listen in quickly here. So it looks like the ball just got we're still trying to figure things out. The umpires are going to come together now.
They're just as confused as we are.
We're trying to see if that either hit Grayson or hit the knob of the bat or just wild pitch. We'll see.
And now the umpires gathering together on the infield.
So let's see what they decide here. So it looks like it's just a check swing that got past Robbie Mullen. So Gurney's able to chug down the second base for having a runner on second with 1 out. So what were we talking about, Nick? Just the promotion of the play. Oh, just dealing with all the player changes. We have another one that's traveling the team, and Nick was telling us about another player coming, but I'm sure you kind of get all that bounced off of you, Stephanie, of some of the player movements that we have.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And Stephanie,
It's been most of the conversation we've had this week.
Go ahead.
No, I was stepping over Stephanie. I was just going to say, Stephanie, you must be very patient having to deal with Harry and having to hear him out all the time on these player moves.
Well, I'm actually quite interested in being in the background and listening to what's going on behind the scenes.
And if any of you around the stadium have come and talked to Stephanie, you've seen her leading chants and singing Jolene during rain delays and things like that. But if you want to have a baseball conversation, that's one of the people in this park that I want to sit next to because she can go toe to toe with anyone talking ball. So that's the type of person I like sitting next to at a ball game. So you've been around, you've played back in the day, played some ball, and obviously been around it your whole life.
Mm-hmm. I was a catcher.
The tools of ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that's a tough position to play. So did you play overhand or fast pitch underhand or all of the above?
I did fast pitch underhand.
Yeah.
And until I was in my mid-teens.
Okay. In the London area?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah.
So Saldana
not to date myself, but
go ahead.
But back in the day, girls' sports was still evolving, and softball was the only choice.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you see a few more nowadays playing the overhand. There's actually the Women's Professional Baseball League kicking off in August. Former IBL player Ayami Sato was a first-round pick of that. So they're going to be playing their games in Illinois somewhere, but there's 4 teams in that league kicking off real soon. As Yushin hits a chopper just foul. Still a runner on third base with 2 outs. But yeah, there probably weren't a ton of options there. So was there probably wasn't even school teams, right? I would imagine, Stephanie?
No, there are no school teams. And when I say softball was in the option, it was the only summer sport, period. We didn't even have soccer for girls at that time.
Wow. Here's Saldana now, 1-2 to Yoshinoda. Need a little base hit or something good to happen to get these guys back in this one. Swing and a miss. So we're going to step away. Just a quick break. Give Stephanie a chance to get set up over there. You're watching the Enyo Barncast. We're from the field house here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Thanks for joining us.
It's us again. Enyo Pest Advisors, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
This summer, step up to the plate with the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers Summer Camps. Whether you're just starting out or ready to level up your game, Barnstormers Summer Camps are the place to be. From July 6th to the 10th, join us in Chatham for the first week of camp. From July 13th to the 17th, we'll be in Leamington, then back in Chatham from the 20th to the 24th. Continue your learning in Dresden from the 27th to the 31st, and we will walk it off in Leamington from August 3rd to the 7th. Spots are limited. Sign up now and be part of the Barnstormers family this summer.
And we're back here on the Enyo Barncast. Again, I want to give a special thanks to Cam Bayshard and his team from Enyo Pest Advisors. Without him, there wouldn't be a Enyo Barncast. We started this last year during the playoffs against Hamilton, had a great time over in the locker room. And then being able to do 6 of them this year. This is episode number 5 of 2026. So having some great guests along the way, as well as the chat down low, so below. So giving Jeff his shawarma highlights for Chatham-Kent. So I'm sure he made note of those. So we're heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. Barnstormers gave up a run back in the bottom of the 1st inning. Justin Gideon, as you see, a little bit. Intern karaoke. They're ripping you off, Hopman. Welland's ripping you off. So that should be a nod, right? When someone copies you, I think that's more of a compliment rather than anything. So, but they're doing some karaoke there at the pond. But yeah, a run in the bottom of the 1st inning. Gideon knocked in Ethan Mann for the only run, and Nick Akatsuka's been phenomenal ever since.
Absolutely. He looks locked in right now. All his pitches are working well. He's got a good mix going, and Oda's calling a great game behind the plate. So let's hope he can keep it going for another inning.
Is there a pitch count anywhere, Cole, on Akatsuka? He's having a great one.
One pitch? Oh.
So, and then we have some new features here today. I don't know if you caught that, Stephanie. If you can see 82, that's the 83rd pitch. The strikeout box we have today, and also the little Enyo on the back of the pitcher's mound. And he's had it on the back wall there, too, the backstop at times. Cole really doing a great job. I know you watch a lot of the Barncast and also a lot of the regular broadcasts of the Barnstormers.
Cole does a great job, he and his team.
Yep. Best in the business with the replays, all the
yes, I would agree.
Yeah, all the statistics, and just doing excellent work with the on-field interviews and everything. So,
and speaking of being number one, Stephanie, you have to be number one in terms of costumes on game day. You're always there in some elaborate getup, always ties into the theme. I mean, do you have a favorite costume you've worn this season? Is there a highlight for you?
As long as it's cool.
Yeah. Is there anything on the horizon?
This year's been pretty intense.
Is there anything coming up that I'm not like any special events that I can't think of coming up?
I think for costumes we have a Hawaiian night coming up, but we have at the end of a season a special night that's coming up that Harry and I are supporting. It's a promotional event in support of ITP, which is a blood disorder that our niece's daughter suffers with. So essentially what happens is the body attacks its own platelets, and it makes the person very susceptible to bruising and to internal bleeding. So our niece's daughter has to have a blood transfusion every 3 to 4 weeks as the only remedy to that problem. So we're really hoping that we can encourage Barnstormer fans and team to go out and support us on that day, to go out in the month of August and perhaps donate blood or plasma in Melody Fraser's name, and we'll be sure to get that information out to fans so that they can support us in that promotion.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be a great cause. I'm sure whatever you send Cole, he'll be able to get some of the either a QR code or something website for any places to donate. I'm sure we can do that both on that night and any future night. We have one more Barncast coming up. Just send us the information. We'd be more than happy to put that on the air for you. So, and then that night's coming up. That night's coming up pretty soon.
That's August 30th.
Oh, that's the last game of the year, right? That's against Toronto.
Yes.
The final regular season game of the year. So is she going to be throwing out the first pitch, hopefully, or Do we know?
We hope so. That's the intention. I bought her a little glove, purple and pink. Those are her two favorite colors. And it's also the color for ITPs. So hopefully she'll find enough courage and support from her family to come out and throw that first pitch.
Well, I'm sure Lefty will be out there giving her some support. He'll either help her throw it or catch it, whatever she wants, I'm sure. So hopefully we can see her out on that night at the end of August against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So we got a little bit of a jam here. A tough ball in the hole to lead off the inning. The leadoff hitter is aboard for the Jackfish. Welland leads this 1-0. Akatsuka getting close to 90 pitches now, so we haven't seen any work in the bullpen. I'm going to turn up the volume here of the Welland announcers just to see if we have any action in the pen coming up. 1-2 pitch coming, and he's at 87 pitches currently, Akatsuka is.
That's a lot of mustard. It's a lot of mustard. I can't eat that right now. Like, I was joking when I went on the third.
But it's looking at you.
I'm full. If I eat half of it,
There's strike 3 on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch. He's been just going like off-speed fastball. He's really been keeping them on their heels, Nick.
Yeah, they're guessing out there. I mean, they can't lock in on one particular pitch, and that makes you vulnerable as a hitter. So great to see from Akatsuka.
And just to get that first out is huge now. Top of the order, middle of the order now with Gideon coming up, and he's definitely got some home run power. He has driven in the only run of the game so far. But a nice ground ball here would be nice. And there's another pitch on the outside. And again, he's fastball strike 3, and then he comes back and it just falls off the table. I'm sure Harry and Dom and the whole coaching staff has got to be loving the work that Akatsuka is putting in here today.
Absolutely. I mean, he's got a great mix. He's got good stuff on the mound. So feeling good out there, I bet.
I haven't seen him go left-handed today. Have we? We haven't really talked about it. I know it hasn't been happening too often. I don't think I can't. There's a lot of lefties on Welland, but I can't picture a left-handed pitching performance so far in this game.
Yeah, I mean, like any pitcher, Dan, it's about what feels comfortable for him. I've talked with Akatsuka a little bit about this, and he's feeling really good from the right side right now.
Got him.
Got him.
Beautiful. So that's a second caught stealing for Yoshinoda here today. But at least with the right-handed, he's getting rid of that ball quickly. And we're getting the runners out. But I tried to spread the nickname during his write-up this year. I know he's got 2 hands. I think that might have come from Gil Rondon last year. I'm not quite sure. Maybe Harry can help us with that. But I tried to get the ambidextrous assassin. I thought that was a nice, kind of a nice name for him. But that one, we're not quite spreading as much because he's not throwing lefty quite as much. So.
And a little bit of a mouthful. Some guys just call him Miz, and that also works for him. He's a real fun guy. If you get to meet him, he's got a great sense of humor.
And then, Stephanie, you've been around baseball a long time. How often do you see someone be able to play? It's hard enough playing baseball and softball with one hand, let alone being able to switch over to the other one.
Well, and we tend to be very dominant on one side. So the fact that someone can get up and pitch from both sides is incredible. I think these days he's feeling better on the right side than the left side, more confident with his right-handed stuff. And I think what's happening between him and Oda tonight is really strong as well. I think Oda's calling a good game.
Oh, for sure. And I'm sure once he gets in that rhythm, like I say, even the first inning, here's a tough play in the hole here. Oh, just couldn't get it. Monk's trying to throw the ball before he could get a handle on it. But even in the first inning, he got a couple of base runners, but no one's really hit the ball hard against him. You don't want to mess up that rhythm he's got going by switching to a lefty, and then you might lose the right hand. So, you know what I mean? If it's working, you know what I mean? Don't mess with it.
Exactly.
He's playing a smart pitcher's game. I mean, he's playing for them to hit the ball to the field, right? And the field is handling those balls well, right?
Yeah, no, the defense has done well there. A couple of tough balls. Again, even if Monks comes up with that one, he's going to have to hurry that throw, and it would have been a tough throw. Gideon gets down the line pretty well. But we talked about this back in I think it was the first, or the caught stealing back in the third. How big is this caught stealing again? So, if that happens, we might have runners on first and third if Oda doesn't throw that runner out.
Do we have anyone in the bullpen yet?
We haven't heard anything yet. He's got to be he's pushing. He's over 90 now, so I would imagine somebody's up. It'll be interesting to see if we see one of the new faces. Steve Gustafson. You got some Top Gun stuff ready, Jeff Hopman, over there for Goose. Jeff's still in the building here, so it's a great nickname. We just need a Maverick to go along with him. And then Adam McKillican. That one's it's a mouthful for me for some reason. Adam McKillican out of British Columbia. Comox, I believe, is the hometown. And then, was it Rockland, California for Gustafson.
And Adam, a good friend of Thomas Green. So
That's I've heard that, yeah.
Very nice that they get to share this game together.
Yep. As we talked about, if you're just joining us on the Barncast, we mentioned during his last at-bat, Thomas Green playing his last game as a Barnstormer for now, heading to the Chinese Professional Baseball League any day now, going to the Fuzhou Sea Knights of the Chinese Professional Baseball League, so a good baseball league in China. And again, we talked about a little bit, Stephanie, just being able to promote 3 different players this year. I don't know if another team can tell that story, can brag about that.
Yeah, and those are bragging rights for sure. I think it's very impressive that we've been able to cultivate a team and recruit players that are of such a high caliber that they're being recruited by other leagues and organizations. It's hard to see them go, and of course, it's been a really tough week pivoting to try and fill those spots. We want to be competitive. We want to remain competitive. Playoff spot. Come on, guys.
Yep. And Owen gets it out of the inning. So we'll finish that. Go ahead and finish that thought. Go ahead and finish that thought.
Right. So I don't think we give up here. I think we continue to make that run, and I think our bats, we can fail the field and solve the mid-relief pitching issues, support that a little bit better. I think we could be there.
Yeah, the bullpen's definitely gotten deeper now. A couple of big bodies. I saw one of them that both of them stand 6'5", just to have those intimidating pitchers out there. We already have Garrett Day out there, so we're starting a nice basketball team for the off season if we need it. So it's just going to be nice. Right. Dom's not going to be able to see over anybody's head over there, and when these guys get in front of him, there's so many big guys we have, but. Again, these guys, the names coming out there, this league is getting out there. So, again, Nick's talked about, and I'm sure you've seen it, people contacting Harry, people contacting Donnie Menard and Dom and Nick, wanting to come to this league. And then Thomas was one in particular. He wanted to play in Chatham-Kent. He didn't say he wanted to play in the CBL. He wanted to play in front of this crowd, in front of these fans.
Mm-hmm. And again, that's a testament to the organization that Dom built and that all of us continue to support and cultivate, especially from a fan perspective. We have some of the best fans in the league. We're very lucky to continue to have such a strong drive in the game.
Yep. No, like I said, it's been a tough first half that you can probably count 5 or 6 games that, we felt like they were in our grasp and they just slip away. And in this league, that's the difference between a playoff team and a non-playoff team. Now with the new rules, with the new professional CBL that only 5 teams making the playoffs, if we can win even 3 or 4 of those 5 or 6 that we felt like we might have let slip away, we'd be right in the playoff hunt. So now it's going to take a little bit of work from these guys. The new players, they're going to have to hit the ground running, Nick. There's no time to waste here.
No, but the good thing about the CBL is if you start winning, you can win in a hurry. And now that we've got this reloaded roster, we got some new guys coming in. I think the mood is very positive in the clubhouse. And, there's a real never say die attitude. These guys are going to play, and they're going to play hard. So hopefully we are able to get some wins out of it in the second half of the season.
And that's you said it yourself. Just the spirit is still high. None of these guys are giving up. They're kind of too young to know better, right? Just go out there, play hard, give that 110%. Every night Andy Groning's going to run through a wall if you ask him to, and there's a bunch of other guys like that. And those are the guys that I'm sure Dom and Harry and Steve Charles and Donnie Menard, they want out there.
Yeah, well, and the promotions tie into that too. These guys see each other having success, and they want to be part of it.
Ooh, look at that wind. That ball down, that's ball. We'll take it. That wind has been crazy out there tonight, Stephanie. It's just that ball gets up there. The third baseman camped under it and ended up almost at the shortstop position.
A real Barnstormers burst of wind there.
So that was Owen Constantino, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you need, a leadoff single. I don't know what they'll call it officially. We'll wait for Cole on the official word of hitter and error, but leadoff hitter is aboard. So, but
I'd call that Mother Nature's choice.
And it is a single, Stephanie, for Owen Constantino. So he had such a great first half being an all-star, Owen did.
Yeah, he's played really well this year, and he's been both an asset on the field. Too bad.
So it's
An asset on the field, but also at the back.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, he's been great on both sides of the field. Just a great young guy, only 21 years old. Sacrifice bunt attempt from Andy Groening, which I'm sure he hasn't been asked about too often. Okay, and then so there's one strike, nobody out against Andy Groening. Groening's batting 7th here today. Monk's on deck. Robbie Mackey with a hit back in the 3rd inning is in the hole, so this is a chance. So you see the second baseman cheating over a little bit there, Nick. Let's see if Groening is he going to want to lay one down or try and slap one the other way here. This is a big pitch here for the Barnstormers. That's a good pullback.
Absolutely.
Again, not forcing things. If they're going to throw you a strike, go ahead, take that sacrifice bunt. As you see Andy Groening checking down with Donnie Menard over at third base. And that's Aiden Van Inkevort taking the first base duties away from Harry Muir today, who's watching along with us on the Barncast. 1-1 pitch, squares again, outside part. He's got to get back. I didn't see what the call. It looked like a ball, Nick. I couldn't quite see.
I think it was a ball.
So I think we're at 2-1, so it's a hitter's count. Are you going to keep bunting here, or you want to take it off?
I mean, if he's going to keep throwing balls, I think maybe you just keep pulling it back. But with 0 on first, you got a lot of different options here. You could do a hit and run. There's a lot of options in play.
And we talked about with Oda having some good wheels for a catcher. Constantino, good wheels for a first baseman. That's a tough ball to bunt. Got it down. Throw it to right field. No, got him over. A little bit of a lollygag throw from the pitcher there. That's kind of dangerous sometimes. But he does his job, gets the sacrifice bunt. Absolutely. So the runner is in scoring position for, said it earlier, that singles machine, Julian Monks.
Yeah, well, and it's good that we were able to move the runner over. Sacrifice still appreciated in baseball, even if it isn't elsewhere in life.
Yeah. So a big at-bat here, Stephanie, for Julian Monks, who's got that single ability. And, again, Constantino running. So this is a big at-bat here. There's one out here in the top of the 7th inning. Barnstormers gave up a run way back in the 1st inning, and it's been zeros ever since. Both Akatsuka and Saldana have been excellent. And there's one pops up to the right side. Let's see if the wind can do some tricks again here. First baseman Mann's able to camp under that one for out number 2. So runner's still in scoring position. Robbie Mackey, the batter, because waiting in the 9th inning, what's coming is Davey Mendez and the trumpets are probably starting to warm up soon in the 9th. So that's definitely going to be tough. I'm sure you've seen him a time or two, Stephanie.
Yes. And I've heard the trumpets. I've heard the trumpet call.
Here's Mackey now. Again, was able to slap one, not just slap one. He lined one hard to right field back in his first at-bat. And then Saldana really working the outside part with him during the strikeout as he gets behind 0-1.
Love to see a hit from Mackey here. He's been putting in real work. I've seen him in the cages every day. I mean, he's a real glue guy on this team, so it would be great for him to get just a nice single up the middle right here.
Just to build that confidence for the second half. The 0-1 kind of work out that karaoke momentum into the second half here. Down for a ball. For his walk-up music, I don't know. Does he use that song? Is he going to switch it? I don't know. Sorry, I'm not a country guy. Do you know the song?
I don't know his.
Stephanie, what's his karaoke song? Do you even know what? Are you a country fan?
I don't.
Okay, Jeff left the building, so I'm sure Jeff would have it. But yeah, he really nails that one. There's a fly ball.
It was an earworm for me most of the week.
So unable to score there. We got the leadoff hitter. We've had some runners on today, but unable to get that key hit when it matters. So we're heading to the 7th inning stretch. We're going to step away for a quick break. Are you going to stay on for one more half inning here, Stephanie, and then we'll bring on
Absolutely.
So we'll do another half inning, and then we're going to have one more special guest. The general manager, Harry Muir, is going to bring us home. So you're watching the Enyo Barncast here from the field house at Fergie Jenkins Field.
Discover the ultimate pest control solutions with Enyo Pest Advisors, your trusted partner in Chatham-Kent and southwestern Ontario. What sets Enyo Pest Advisors apart? Their commitment to excellence, integrity, and customer satisfaction drives Cameron and his team to deliver exceptional services, and they get results. They're committed to providing solutions, no matter how small or big the problem may be. Farmers, if rodents are eating into your profits, Enyo Pest Advisors are here to help. They specialize in farm-focused rodent control that's effective, reliable, and keeps your bottom line strong. Don't let pests take over your barn, your bins, or your peace of mind. Enyo can also help with wildlife exclusions, including bats. If spiders are taking over your home, Enyo uses a clear, professional-grade solution that protects your home and doesn't leave a messy white residue. From agricultural and residential to commercial and industrial, call Enyo Pest Advisors today at 226-627-4944 or visit them online or on Facebook at Enyo Ltd. Enyo Pest Advisors, bigger than bugs.
All right, seventh inning stretches in the books. Our special guest here today is Stephanie Muir, joining us from London on the Zoom call. Thanks for joining us, Stephanie. Again, second half. When's the next game? Are you here at all next week at Fergie Jenkins Field?
I will be back, so I won't be at the Tuesday game, but I will be there on the weekend.
So yeah, Friday we're at home against Guelph on Friday night, and I think Sunday we're on the road, right, if I'm not mistaken. So it's 2 home games next week. So a 3 home game week. So, okay, just checking my schedule. Oh, and then it looks like Toronto's in town for the first time. So that weekend. So yeah, so Friday and Sunday at Fergie Jenkins to go along with the Tuesday night game. So, yeah, that'll be good. Come and visit us up in the booth. I get to do a play-by-play game, Stephanie, because everybody else said no. Yeah. So Chris and Mike are busy with stuff, and so is Peter. So. Nick gets to take me out to the ball game, so he might need some help from you. So I know I always hear you when I'm up there doing the take me out to the ball game. I always hear you singing along, so I appreciate it. So
you got to come help me, Stephanie. I'm in over my head on this one.
I'm happy to join you anytime, of course.
And there's Danny Cadot joining in.
Akasuka is back out again.
Oh yeah, heading out for the 7th inning. Danny Cadot is at the pond today, so. Good to see you there, Danny. Hopefully you're having a good time. We might need you to get a hit, show these guys something, get them a big RBI single at some point, Dan. As many of you know, Dan Cadot, he's been on the Barncast as well, clubhouse attendant for the team, and he does an excellent job running around crazy during that home run derby on Saturday. So he's an excellent member of the Chatham-Kent community, and we like to see Danny around.
Absolutely. Great to see him on the road. And
he even took one for the team off the head.
Actually, it ricocheted and hit his arm. I saw the bruise. He's got a pretty nasty bruise. I thought it hit his head too, Stephanie, on that one, but it got his arm, and there's a pretty good mark on there. So, he said he almost got hit 2 or 3 times, but one time it ricocheted and got him. So he's a trooper, though. He hung in there. So Akatsuka pushing 100 pitches. I don't know if he's been over 100 this year. So but again, it's been an easy 100 if there's such a thing. You know what I mean? He hasn't been in a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and clearly feeling good out there if he's still battling like this.
Hard hit ball deep to left field. That ball is back.
Throw him out at second. Slow runner. So that's just a single. So that's a long single. So that's a great job by Grayson Barrett to get that ball in quickly and hold Robbie. Now you have a slow runner on the bases. That maybe clogs it up a little bit, that maybe the Barnstormers can work a double play. So it looks like that could be it. Thomas Green heading to the mound, and there's Dom Donnell, and that looks like that's going to be end of the night for Akatsuka. But a tremendous game for Mizuki Akatsuka. He went 6+ innings, striking out. I lost count here because my scorebook's gone now, but just an excellent outing for Akatsuka. Now the bullpen coming, so probably one of his games of the year, Nick.
Yeah, quality start from him, looking good.
And 5 strikeouts, Stephanie, for Akatsuka. Again, pitching primarily right-handed, but he was really feeling it there. That was probably the first ball of the night, Stephanie, that I really saw hit hard.
Mm-hmm. And I see that number 50 is coming in. Remind me who that is.
That's going to be Ryoya Oi. Morello's the hitter, so they probably have some lefties coming up. The top of the order is a couple batters away, but Abe, Weisner, lots of lefties coming up. So while we're here, we'll check out the Scott Curry TD Wealth trivia question. Are we doing the answer now too? Or so Stephanie, I don't know if you're able to see that, but which Barnstormers pitcher has the most strikeouts in their history? Can you think what pitcher has the most strikeouts in Barnstormer history? We gave the question earlier for the Scott Curry TD Wealth. There's been some great ones over the 3 seasons now.
Yeah.
Is there someone that jumps to mind that
I would think it might be Brock Whitson.
So Brock Whitson
or it could be Garrett Day.
Yeah, Garrett doesn't have enough innings. Brock Whitson, I think, has the most wins in franchise history. Not anymore. Yuri passed him? Yuri might have passed him. But the answer today, Cole Dupuis, is Mizuki Akatsuka. Is that up to date? And that's up to date with 140 strikeouts in his 1.5 seasons now with the Barnstormers. He also had a number with Hamilton the year before, so he's probably pushing at a milestone that we're going to check on. So Cole's going to check that for us. But Akatsuka with 5 more strikeouts today, and there's Owe's all-star Owe. Is that what's the proper pronunciation?
O-A, like the
O-A.
letters O and A.
And it's just Ryoya?
And it's Yoya, like a silent R. Very interesting name pronunciation.
So Yoya.
Yoya O-A.
O-A. Okay.
At least that's how I've been saying it, and he hasn't corrected me. But
he doesn't know how.
He's a great pitcher, and you were right. He got a chance to pitch in the All-Star game. He really delivered, and no, that was awesome to see him out there. He definitely earned that opportunity on the mound.
And then speaking of Akatsuka, to kind of button up his day, his career numbers in the IBL/CBL, he is at 194 career strikeouts in the league, so just 6 away from a pretty good milestone, 200 strikeouts. Not a lot of guys you don't see a lot of 10-year careers in this league, so hitting those milestones as there's a ball out the left field, and that's down the line. Hopefully Mullen gets the third, so a double. So the Barnstormers are in a little bit of trouble here in the bottom of the 7th, so they're going to have some work cut out as the infield's coming in. But yeah, Stephanie, almost 200 strikeouts over his not even 3 complete seasons in the CBL is a tremendous accomplishment.
Well, it speaks to his accuracy too, right? And his capacity to throw multiple pitches.
Oh, yeah, we saw that quite a bit today. He had a lot of pitches working. And like you said, just the one pitch really hit hard against him today. And this looks like a pinch hitter coming. That's Carson Johnson coming in now for Logan Grant. So they're trying to get the lefties out of the lineup in the 9-hole. So second and third, the infield's obviously going to be moving in now to try and cut down any runs as Gio Morella sits on second base. But no, for Owe getting the pitch in the All-Star game, he got a double play ball, I think. I think he let a runner on. I think he got a double play ball. Does that sound right?
I did not get a chance to see much of the All-Star game. Stephanie, do you recall if I got a double play ball?
Let's see here. I don't remember what inning he
pitched. And I'm not
pitched.
sure either. I was doing other business.
Yeah, he gave up a single in the top of the 5th, then got a 4-6-3 double play, and then got out Tyler Duncan. So pretty impressive there.
Not a bad afternoon at all.
So got out of it clean. So in 3 batters. So I'm sure he had a blast out there. We talked about Abe and some of the Japanese players getting to spend some time together. So that ball's down and in the dirt. So this is a big at-bat. Hopefully this is a time where you need a strikeout. I know it's tough against anybody in this league, but you're at the bottom of the order and you're facing a player coming cold off the bench. So hopefully they can find the zone and maybe get him to swing through 1 or 2 here. 1-0. Barnstormers trail the Jackfish. Nice off-speed pitch there for strike 2. So 1 and 2, he can probably do anything he wants with them here. He can... if he does a little off-speed, maybe get him to chase something, or if he wants to pump a fastball by him, he can do that too. So let's see what he and Oda are feeling here on the 1-2 pitch. Setting up down and in, so let's see some off-speed there. Something down and low. Did he get him? He got him. Beautiful effort. Just great setup by the catcher and the pitcher to just kind of set him up and sit him down.
Exactly what you ordered, Dan.
Yep. But now the work's not done, though, unfortunately. We now have... All-star Daike Abe coming into up the bat. He's been on base a couple times already, a single and a walk. They got him out last time up, but he's a tough hitter. We talked earlier, Stephanie, about him, Abe. Kind of reminds us his swing style, almost like Evan Morrison a little bit, being able to slap the ball the other way and definitely not striking out too often. As he just does that and slaps a single to the left field, runners are going to... One runner scores, and Abe gets an RBI single, so that's a 2-0 lead for the Jackfish. But how many times do we see Evan Morrison do that? Just slap it in the left field, Stephanie.
Right. He was very good at that. He was very good at producing runs and moving players around the bases.
So that's going to be it for Owie. He faces 3 batters, and he's done. Another left-handed batter coming up in Jonah Weisner, and we're out of left-handers in the bullpen. So there's nobody else out there that I can think of unless Danny Cadott was warming up. But so it's interesting not letting him go against Weisner. We'll see how that works out. Let's see if we get one of the new faces for the Barnstormers, because this is one of those situations. Who do we got, Nick?
Oh, is that Goose?
And that looks like
that's Shane Gustafson.
Out of Rockland, California.
Near Sacramento, for those of you whose geography of California is a little weak.
I didn't know where it was, but so I knew. And then I forget where he played his college ball, but I did the write-up. I should know, but I know he spent some time with the Reds organization.
He was with the Reds organization. He's bounced around a lot. He told me his whole life story the other day, but he was in the Pioneer League. He was with the delightfully named Florence Yalls in the Frontier League. He had a
Pecos too?
Yes, California Winter League, but first time for him in Canada. So let's see if he can make a positive impression in his debut tonight.
And it's amazing how Harry and his staff, Stephanie, literally scour the globe. It's not just a local league. It's not the Sunday afternoon beer league. They're scouring the globe for these guys.
Harry spends a lot of time on the computer and a lot of time talking with scouts and other league representatives to try and acquire these players. And I'll tell you, it's a 247 job. He's on the phone a lot of the days, and especially this week trying to build back that team.
And there's Goose, and you can see a little bit of I don't know if you want to call it a Garrett Day, but he has that little bit of a drop down 3/4. I saw him throw a bullpen session. I think he throws a little bit harder than Garrett does. But Garrett, to his attribute, throws, I call it like a cement mixer. It just breaks bats because it just saws guys off because he has that ball kind of just tail in with that. And I'm hoping Shane has that as well. I saw him throwing, I think it was 3 pitches with like a sinker, changeup, and a bit of a off-speed, I think a slider. Yep. So, and then, like I said, in here it's tough because he had the pop of the indoor facility, but he seemed like he was bringing it. So this is a situation where I expect Abe to be stealing here, first and third situation. Again, down 2 runs, 1 out. Barnstormers need a double play here. Yoshinoda has already thrown out 2 runners here tonight. So we'll see what the Jackfish and the Barnstormers have up their sleeve here with this important at-bat here to Jonah Weisner. I think a Weisner is 0 for 3 as a strikeout and a line-out, and I missed his last at-bat, but I'm pretty sure the Barns got him. There's the ground ball they need. Pitcher covering. So safe, and the run's going to score. But that's an excellent effort. Harry's got to appreciate that, the PFP right off the bat. The pitcher having to come for the fielding practice, getting over there, a tough throw from Green, kind of made it look like he's a little behind them, but the speed of Weisner, that's tough to double up. He's one of the fastest guys in the league, Nick.
Yeah, that would have had to be a pretty perfect ground ball, and the Barnstormers made a good play on it, but didn't quite get that double play. So 3-0, but definitely still a close game, a surmountable lead that Welland's built here.
Yeah, with Constantino having to throw that one kind of quick throw to second base. It was tough enough getting the fielder's choice over at second base, let alone watching it there and kind of turn inside. A great turn from Thomas Green, and just excellent effort from Goose using all of that 6'5" to keep that ball from getting past him, because the catcher wouldn't have been there. He was covering home plate there, so he had no one behind him if that ball gets past Shane. So yeah,
absolutely. Huge effort from him there. Great to see that, and shows how dedicated he is already to this team.
Yep. So we'll see what we can do here with 2 outs. Speedy runner on first. Oda already nailing down a couple of runners. You can see the wind playing tricks with their cameras here. That looks like it's pulled well foul. Yeah, you need to stop the damage here.
Goose's delivery is interesting.
Yeah, Stephanie. Yeah, that little 3/4.
He doesn't come right over the shoulder. He has a side arm.
Yep. Kind of relates to it. Can remind you of a little Garrett Day style, maybe even a little bit more from underneath than what Garrett does. But with that 6'5" frame, it must feel like he's right on top of you. Tough play, third. Groening just knocks it down. Even if he comes up with that, he got caught on a tweener If he stays back on that ball, he's probably got no chance of throwing out the base runner. And as we saw, as he charged it, he had to play it on the in-between hop. And it's the hand-eye. You either make it or you don't. And then even then, he's got to throw across his body. So Goose in a little bit of a jam here. So hopefully he can work his way out of this with this should be Smybert now, or who are we up to?
Yep.
It is James Smybert. But yeah, you were talking about kind of that three-quarter action there, Stephanie. It's got to be really difficult on hitters, especially that big a body. So Smybert up the bat with a couple of runners on base here. We have Stephanie Muir here from London watching the Barncast with us. Nick Penner along with myself, Dan Dominguez. Thanks for joining us here. Give another shout-out to Enyo Pest Advisors. This one's hit hard to right field, another single. Let's see if Spencer comes up throwing hard. Good throw. And then the run scores. Wisner's just too fast. Crack of the bat on 2 outs. He's running, not even on crack of the bat, Nick. You're running on the swing pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Because that catcher's not going to come up throwing if he swings and misses and try and get you from behind. Again, a 4-0 lead. So there's the Parkers. I knew the Parkers would be here eventually. The Parkers saying hi to Stephanie and the whole gang. And then Harry Muir, not with the team tonight, but he'll be with us soon. And then Nick Penn, I have a question for you, Nick. They're looking for game used stuff. I think we're selling probably, imagine, a few things.
I would say, you got to check the merch store, the C-Can behind home plate at the next Barnstormers home game. We've got lots of great game used stuff in there all the time, and we've got a couple of interesting, unique items that are going to be there on Tuesday. So if you're going to be at the game, bring your wallets.
We got some All-Star stuff coming too, still possibly.
We might have some All-Star stuff coming. Might have some Evan Morrison artifacts that are going to be there. So now's your chance to get a little bit of Barnstormers history.
And that opens right at doors open for Barnstormer games?
Absolutely. It opens with the gates. So get here early and get here often.
And stays open till right at end of the game or after the 7th inning stretch? Or
end of the 6th or 7th inning stretch, depending on customer volume on a given night.
Sure. You still got a lot of time. Go check out those souvenirs. There'll be some, like I said, some cool stuff from the All-Star game, hopefully, to check out.
And check out the C-Can in general if you've never been in there. It's a real fun setup we've got for our merch store. It's a very creative, very cool solution.
And if they can't get it there, they can also go to the Chatham Pro Shop as well and get select Barnstormer merch.
Select, almost everything's here right now. And, if you come to the office on a non-game day, we're happy to just take you in there for a personal shopping experience if you want the opportunity to shop till you drop and pick up some merch from the Barnstormers.
So that's on your job title list too, as personal shopper, shopping assistant?
Absolutely. Other duties as required. Happy to help facilitate that.
So we have it all here in Chatham-Kent. So it's a little off speed off the end of the bat. That's going to be trouble too. And just they're going to have to get this ball in quick. Just a little poke on the end of the bat, and again, they're not hitting them hard. They're hitting it where they ain't, is the old expression.
It's tough. I mean, I don't know, Stephanie. What can you do in this situation?
Mm-hmm. Well, Harry would say throw at him.
It's just tough because it doesn't look like that last pitch, especially. It doesn't look like a bad pitch. He just waved the bat out and almost one-handed that ball and just volleyed it over Greeny's head. So it's like I said, there's been a couple hard hit balls this inning, but for the most part, just dinks and dunks, and that's the way it's the game of inches, right?
As folks of my generation might say, Dan, it do be like that.
Yeah. So trying to square the bunt here, middle of the order. That's Luther. So he's down to 6. So there's 2 outs.
I wonder if the wind isn't playing a factor a little bit. Like, you look at the trees in the background there, and there's got to be some impact on delivery there.
For sure. And look, you're getting requests already, Nick, for personal shopping experience.
Tonight or tomorrow aren't normal hours for the office, but Tuesday to Friday, noon to 5, or Saturdays 10 to 2, you know where to find me. I'm an easy guy to reach these days because I'm always here at the field house.
Yeah, if you get here Tuesday, even before game time, I imagine they can probably find you to get in there if they're not coming to the game that night. Oh, he says he's traveling Tuesday anyway, but yeah, no, there's plenty of merchandise to have out there for you, random stuff. Lots of Barnstormer gear out there for you. So a big at-bat here to try and limit any damage. They got 2 more runners in scoring position, so this is a time 0-2. Maybe I don't think he has a strikeout yet. Trying to get his first CBL strikeout of his career, Shane Gustafson against Brendan Luther.
Get out of the inning. The 0-2 is outside.
You can see really set up on the outside part of the plate, and you can see even from this angle, you can see that ball tail outside trying to get. He had won the waist there, trying to get Luther to chase. Let's see what Oda and Shane can come up with here on 1 and 2. Here's the 1-2. Nice pitch down and in. That should be a slow roller to Monks. And Monks is able to flip it over, and Gustafson gets out of it. So we're through 7. The Barnstormers trail by 5. We still got 6 outs to play with. But Stephanie Muir, thanks for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you on the Barncast. We look forward to seeing you at Fergie Jenkins Field. Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you. We're going to step away quickly, and I think Harry Muir is going to jump in the hot seat in the middle, and we'll talk to the man pulling all the strings with all those moves coming up in just a minute. Until then, we'll be right back.
It's us again. Enyo Pest Advisors, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
All right. Now it's no more swearing now, Harry. I heard you.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Hot mic.
No, Nick Cole's the best in the business. He had you muted until it was time. So we're heading to the top of the eighth inning. And actually, talk quickly about our leadoff hitter here. We kind of got permission to break the news earlier, thanking Thomas for his time here at the Barnstormers. But another one of your promotions, your players promoted. This is the third one this season, kind of moving up. Talk about Thomas Green a little bit.
I'm going to miss him a lot. I haven't had a chance to actually talk to him yet and thank him. He's been a great add to the team. I'm super happy for him, obviously.
It's bittersweet,
it was a bit of
but
a shock when I found out.
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere.
He was leaving 24 hours after Evan got drafted.
Yeah.
Lost my whole entire middle infield. So panic mode and, but I'm so happy for him. Like, this is why we do this, is to get guys to the next level.
Yep.
Yeah, what else can I say? Evan, so happy for Evan, so happy for Kuda, so happy for Green. Makes my job difficult. But that's why I'm here, right? So.
And we talked about it earlier. I don't think another team can brag that 3 players have moved up in 2 months. 2 months of baseball, and we've sent Fukuda to the Frontier. We've sent Evan to the Arizona Complex League as Greeny walks in. Hopefully is not his last plate appearance, but it's possible his last plate appearance. And then Thomas Green moving up. Yeah. Most people aren't going to be familiar with the Chinese Professional Baseball League. What do you know about it, Harry?
Not a whole lot, but I had another. I was recruiting an ex-major leaguer, and he's going to the same league. So not a ton. Like you've probably given me more information today on this Barncast than I've known previously. So I do know it's a great league. Like Thomas is going to grow as an athlete. to be challenged.
There's a flare to the left field to see that wind. Hopefully can play some tricks on Abe, but he's able to come away with it. Yeah, we mentioned how I'm sure you can speak of the import slots being such a premium. We have 8. To my research, I'm pretty sure there's only 4 available in the Chinese Professional Baseball League. To be able to get one of those 4 slots, they're about 15 games into their season. And it looks like there's a catcher that wasn't playing much for them, so I think that's who Spotty might be taking. But he's heading to the Fuzhou Sea Knights, again, of the Chinese Professional Baseball League. And again, a little bit of my own research. It's considered one of the top 10 professional baseball leagues in the world.
Yep. Yeah, it's good. Like I said, it's going to be a challenge for him. You know, he's it's going to be a step up from where we are. The Asian players, the Asian baseball is a different breed, as you probably know. So there's gonna be probably a little growing pains for him. You also mentioned some culture shock. It's gonna be a different culture over there, but that's part of being a ball player these days. Is like the world is open to you. And when I played back in the '90s, and the world wasn't open as much as it is now, and it's super exciting to have guys. We've got guys from we got a guy from Finland,
truly Barnstormers.
France, we got guys from Japan. He's going over to China. Like, it's super exciting for these guys. Like, I'm so happy for these guys just to be living their dream and to get to do it worldwide. It was pretty cool. Like, I got this. I played on 3 different continents because of baseball, and it's a huge opportunity.
Yeah, I know about France. Where else were you that worldwide?
Well, I got to play. I went to Cuba, so I don't know what continent that's considered. South America or whatever.
I think that's still considered North America, but that's okay.
Depends who you ask. But I mean, I got to travel a lot because of baseball, and I'm super grateful and for every opportunity that baseball's brought me. Like, I never thought I'd be a GM of a professional baseball team ever in my life. I'm super grateful for every opportunity that it's given me, and as a player and as a coach, and then now as a GM. So it's amazing.
So we saw a little question on the chat asking when Thomas Green leaves, and this is it, folks. This is that walk. He's on first base. If he can't get his way up to bat, that might have been his last appearance as a Barnstormer for the time being. So hopefully the Barnstormers can get something going, get him another at bat here tonight. He's flying out probably in the next day or two, I would imagine.
I think he's flying out tonight after this game. He's going right to the airport.
No rest for the weary. So, that's going to be, I'm sure that's going to be an interesting flight. So, I'm sure, it's going to be a long night for him. So, but we talked about the ball player, Thomas Green, but just as good a ball player he is, just a better person.
Yeah, we're not just losing a shortstop or a second base. Like, he's the clubhouse leader. He's really stepped up and kind of taken, anything that's, he's called player meetings only. He's done a whole lot. He communicates with me. Like, if there's player issues, me and him have a chat. So yeah, he's living a big hole. There's some big shoes to fill for sure. And I don't know if we can fill them in the next 6 weeks. We do have a shortstop coming in, but that's a big hole to fill.
Oh, for sure, and it's tough for a guy who's only been here since May to already step in and be that clubhouse leader. And a lot of teams in the CBL have guys that have been in the league for years. They're also guys who they're in their 30s. They've been around. Thomas Green, I'm pretty sure, is 25, if I'm not mistaken, in that neighborhood of age. But for a guy to be new to the city, new to the team, to really take that clubhouse leader, because this team, as you know, Harry, is just so young.
Yeah, we've always concentrated on a young team. We've concentrated on developing players to get to the next level, and obviously it's paying off. Obviously, with that, there's some pain. We lose these guys. I would have loved to have kept all those guys.
Yeah, it's difficult.
But, it is what it is, and it's exciting. Yeah.
So 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Barnstormers trailed by 5. Greeny walked the lead off, and then a couple of outs. So cleanup hitter Grayson Barrett. Barrett, if not top of the RBI list, is still right near it, I believe. League leaders here.
Yeah, I think he's tied with 36 last time I looked.
Yeah, you're probably right here. Let's see. What do we got here? RBIs. Yeah, 36.
This guy, Barrett's
Jonah Weisner. Yep.
Been a great ad too. He's also a clubhouse leader. He leads a lot more by example. how he plays, how he approaches everything. He gives 110% every day, and he's going to hate that he grounded out there. He always wants to be a benefit to the team and to do something for the team. So.
Okay, top of the 8th is we're going to come back with Harry Muir. We're going to take a quick break, but then we're going to talk about a couple of the new faces that are in town right after the break here. You're watching the Enyo Barncast here from the Fieldhouse at Fergie Jenkins Field.
It's us again. Enyo Pest Advisors, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
This summer, step up to the plate with the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers Summer Camps. Whether you're just starting out or ready to level up your game, Barnstormers Summer Camps are the place to be. From July 6th to the 10th, join us in Chatham for the first week of camp. From July 13th to the 17th, we'll be in Leamington, then back in Chatham from the 20th to the 24th. Continue your learning in Dresden from the 27th to the 31st, and we will walk it off in Leamington from August 3rd to the 7th. Spots are limited. Sign up now and be part of the Barnstormers family this summer.
Welcome back to the Barncast. Dan Dominguez alongside Nick Penner. And one of our special guests here is the general manager, pitching coach. Drives the bus sometimes, Harry? I don't know. Harry Muir does it all. So
Where's Nick?
He's over there. And we got, let's see, the bunny ears on top of the middle there. So, you're wearing.
This is really weird with the delay, so I'm sorry if I'm talking over you. It's because there's a delay.
Yeah, no, we got you. You're doing great. So this is the first time we've done the Zoom. So it looks like Costa Rica taking the hill now for the bottom of the 8th inning. So we were talking about the bullpen. The two new faces in town. Shane Gustafson, Goose, we just saw there. Again, didn't give up a lot of hard hits, but just got into some trouble, gave up some runs. And then Adam McKillican is from Comox, BC. Into town. We won't talk about the other ones yet because they're not officially official, but talk about those 2 6'5" power forwards you got coming in.
Yeah, it was nice to see Gustafson in the lineup. I guess he goes by Goose. Love what I liked about him is a different look. Like we have a lot of the same look in the bullpen, and Dom and I had talked about that. We have a lot of 88s from the side that are over top. And kind of 12-6 curveballs and changeups. So we were looking for somebody that can give the hitters a different look, and he fit the bill, right? With his big frame, just like another Garrett Day. And yeah, you saw it there. There was a lot of weak contact.
And there's a first pitch, should be an out here to right center field. Gurney, that wind was just drifting. So talk about what you've seen.
A lot of weak contact like Garrett Day gets. Welcome to the league, right, Goose?
Yeah.
I told him over the phone, like, these guys can hit, and you're facing well in your first stop. So there's a lot of. It's always tough to be your first outing, the first day you're here. So, I was quite happy with what I saw over the internet tonight. Wish I was there. I wish I could be there, but
sure.
Adam, I'm excited to see Adam. Adam's got some AA experience.
Yep.
In the last couple of years.
Played for Hartford, I think.
A lot of pro experience. I'm hoping that his veteran type can bleed off onto some of these young players like Costa, for instance, here.
Yeah, and that's so important. We haven't really had that before. Guys who have gone through a spring training in Arizona or Florida. Guys who are above 25 years old. Like, we don't have a lot of those guys, but guys who are professional and have been through it and have seen, seen how it's done. You did it way back in the 90s. You go through that. It's just, you can't pay for that experience. Being those two guys that have been in major league camps and then been in, like I say, Arizona or Florida.
Correct. It's a different ballgame. Affiliated baseball is not, it's nothing like you've ever seen before. Everybody on the team was the best on the team on their previous teams, so it's a challenge, and to get to AA level, that's an accomplishment in itself. So we're excited to have those guys, and the next guy we're adding, which we haven't talked about yet, he's also got AA experience. So we've got some deep pitchers coming in that I think should help us. We really want to make a run here at the end. We didn't want to fold up our tent and call it a year.
Line drive, Grayson Barrett's there. Grayson having a good night.
We wanted to show the fans and everybody that we're still in this to win it. We want to push. We want to go. We want to finish strong here and have some momentum into next year. I've had lots of trade opportunities where people just wanted to take our players because we're not maybe a playoff contention right now, but we want to show everybody that we're still going to push here and that we're going to have some momentum going into next year.
Yeah, well, and I know, Harry, speaking with these guys, like, these are obviously guys who have been around a bit, but they're also very excited to develop and to take their game to the next level and, maybe even make it back to affiliated ball, maybe make it to the next step. So I know, I was talking with Goose about working on his slider with you. I was talking with Adam about some of the work he wants to do with you. I mean, take us through that. What's it like working with a bit of a more experienced pitcher like that?
Yeah, it's a lot of more finesse, right? Like it's not so much about their mechanics are refined. You're not changing much, but it's maybe working on a slider that's maybe not sharp enough, or so you can work on a grip or getting behind the ball a little more, or there's all kinds of stuff. Like with those guys, that's what I like about these guys is that it challenges me as a pitching coach as well. I coach a lot of 10 years and 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds in my day job here, and it's a lot of basics, whereas these guys it's like it's just your hand position, it's maybe the angle of your wrist coming behind the ball instead of there's all kinds of like little finesse things, and it's exciting to work with guys at that level.
And you briefly mentioned it. Well, as looks like Karika gives up a walk. Talk about the cage in London. Give yourself a little bit of a shout out, website, phone number. Tell us about what you're doing up there.
Yeah, it was. It's been a long time coming. I'm lucky I have such a great partner in Stephanie. How cool is it that my wife can come on here and talk baseball? I'm such a lucky guy.
The first lady of the Barnstormers.
Every dream I have, and this has been a long time dream. I worked on it about 8 years ago and then shut it down, and now I brought it up to her about December 1st. We bought it on December 18th, and she was on board, and she's such a great supporter for me. It's great going. It's kind of like I feel like I'm at a ballpark every day. It's an indoor facility. I got 4 cages. It was the last 3 days because of the smoke, it's been pretty full, which I love. I love when it's full. You got teams in there, and you got young kids, and you got girls doing fastball, and it's just such a cool environment to be in every day. And just watch these kids get excited about hitting and fielding and stuff. It's a great opportunity, and I thank my lucky stars that I can have the opportunity to do that.
And even a bad day at baseball is pretty much beats the hell out of any other day anywhere else.
Yeah, my old pitching coach Reggie Cleveland with Toronto always said, a bad day at the office, a bad day at the baseball field is better than a good day at the office.
Yeah, for sure.
He at 21, I'm like, what are you talking about? But yeah, it's 100% true.
Yep. And then just again going back to a couple of the new guys, and they say you kind of hinted at the third guy. How much is that going to help these young pitchers like Consta, Yoya, and Garrett? All these 25-year-old pitchers, they're going to be able to see how it's been done and how to, like, we're a professional baseball now, but they've done it at a higher level, like you said, as high as AA. And I'm sure those guys saw it done during the spring training camps from the guys at the MLB, the highest level during the spring.
Yeah, I remember my first spring training. I think I was 19 years old, and I was amazed at how hard the MLB guys worked. Like, we didn't get a lot of interaction with the guys, but you see them. Their day is over. But I remember Dave Steve specifically, and he's out there running poles while we're taking BP and doing our stuff, and it's 110 degrees, but he's still running his poles and he was doing his line. I'm like, I was just amazed that those guys, how hard they work just to keep their jobs, and I think that's one of the big things is that, when these guys see how hard these guys work, that, it's going to show them a lot.
For sure. And then actually, I guess it ties into the IBL, but I heard a story way back about former Brantford Red Sox, Wayne Gretzky, back when they were still trying to win that first Stanley Cup. I'm trying to remember who they beat. They lost to the Islanders in one of his first years. Tough foul ball there for Andy to get to. But they lost the Stanley Cup to the Islanders. I think the Islanders were in the middle of their fourth straight Stanley Cup. And Gretzky's leaving the building but walks by the Islanders' dressing room, and he thinks he's going to be hearing hooting and hollering and screaming and drinking and just enjoying each other. The guys were exhausted because they had just given him from spring training, or whatever, training camp in hockey, all the way to the Stanley Cup final, every ounce and more of what they had. They were too tired to celebrate. And then Wayne Gretzky says that's what it takes to win. It clicked. He goes, now I know how to win a Stanley Cup. And how many did he must 4 or 5? I've lost track of how much Gretzky, but one of the greatest athletes in Canadian history. 0 for 1 as a Brantford Red Sox with a strikeout. But that's the story I think of when you tell that about learning how to do it right.
Yeah, and Albe is killing us.
Got a chance here.
Oh, that's Wiseman.
Give it to him. Oh,
come on.
Tough play at first.
Yeah, and that's what I talked to Evan about. Like affiliate baseball, you're on the field every day. There's very few days off. You'll be in Arizona, which is going to be super hot.
110 degrees. Yep.
And
it's a dry heat, Harry.
You're working out there's no days off. There's no days off. It's work, and you got to enjoy it because it doesn't last forever. And I think I said that's maybe one of my mistakes was that it becomes a job, right? Like as much as you think it's fun, and it's a job, and it's an important job because you got to get up, you got to do everything. You got to get better, and you got to work up the ladder, right? So it's a high pressure job, and he's 20. It's a 21-year-old going in. So there's a lot of stress, and you got to go out there every day. And I said, just don't worry about this and that. It's just you can go 0 for 4, but it can be a good 0 for 4. It's about throwing the bat, throwing the helmet, and stuff like that. They don't like that at all. Just be a supporter. Always, there's not a lot of cheerleading going on in pro ball, but there's a lot of, backslapping and, come on, you're going to next time you got to support each other. And that's what it's all about. And, but it's day in and day out. When I played, it was a 172 game schedule in 176 days, so it was a big, and that's not including spring training.
Wow.
Now, and Harry, speaking about your own personal experience with this, I mean, as a pitcher, coming in, you're young, you're excited. What is that first couple of weeks like? How do you get over those initial sort of jitters and settle into your routine in low ball, rookie ball, whatever level of minor ball it is?
A lot of ibuprofen. It was shocking because I played 32 games in a summer with my summer baseball team. I maybe pitched in 10 of those games, and then, my first spring training, I show up in, late February and I play until September, so I don't know, and it was just a shock. Like, I was just like, how much more baseball am I going to play this year? You just don't really realize it when you're, like, especially being a Canadian, I just didn't think of how many games I'd play.
Get up, knock it down.
Oh,
Base hit up the middle. That's going to score a pair. Looks like it's going to move it to 7-0. So Consta got a little trouble finding the zone, but again, a couple of those soft hits and then a line drive up the middle scores a pair. Barnstormers trail by 7. But go ahead and finish your thought there, Harry.
Yeah, it was a culture shock for me as far as baseball was concerned. Luckily, I was an athlete and I was in shape and it got me through. But it was a real culture shock for me as far as how much baseball I play.
And it's really changed. Some of the higher draft picks you'll see as a pitcher, when you were a pitcher, some of those college guys who pitched 70, 80, 90 innings in their college years, they'll sometimes even shut them down till next spring these days. Trey Savage was a guy like that when he got drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays. He didn't pitch again for the Blue Jays from that summer till the end of the year officially. Obviously, they're doing bullpens and workouts. Where Evan is going, he's heading to the Surprise, the Arizona Complex League, which would be the second lowest level. There's the Dominican Summer League, which is primarily those international signings, and those guys will get promoted to the Arizona Complex League when they first come to the States. And so Evan's going to be with a lot of these guys who are either promoted from the Dominican League, some of the higher draft picks. But with him, he's still got a few weeks as a flyout. We'll stay here for the half inning where the Barnstormers going to have to have a big comeback. But there's only a few weeks left of complex ball, and then they move into something called the Bridge League. Are you familiar with any of that, Harry? How it's basically no statistics, no official games, almost like supervised exhibition games, I guess.
Yeah, they used to call that the instructional league.
Yeah.
So when the season was over, the top 40 picks or whatever you want to call it, performers or whatever, would get invited to Florida for another 6 or 8 weeks of just like literally exhibition games, one-on-one instruction kind of thing. It was all for the top picks of that time to go to that. So it's, because the draft has moved to July, like the draft used to be in June.
Yeah.
And, then we would go to a mini camp. So I signed in March 3rd, and then I would go to mini camp in June. It would be like a 2-week spring training, basically. And then we'd all go off to our short season teams, which was like, the Gulf Coast League, which is the same as the Complex League now. And then there would be the, Pioneer League, which was out west in Medicine Hat, or South St. Catharines, which was the New York Penn League. And those were all short season A teams. But now they don't have it. Like they only have one short season team.
No.
So now that they've moved the draft to July, all those guys got to go somewhere. So they go to the Complex League, and it's the same thing. It's kind of like they do play games, and it's kind of official. They keep stats, but it's at this point now it's not a whole lot of going on. It's a lot of instruction and get your feet wet, and it's really just a welcome to professional baseball, and stuff like that.
So is there something, this is a question, I guess. I don't know if you have the answer to this, but there's 20 rounds these days in the MLB draft, as well as some guys signed as undrafted free agents. So they're heading to Arizona. The odd guy might head to a low A team. If you're a high enough draft pick or thought of, they might head to a low. But when 20, 25 guys start heading, there's not a lot of space in these minor league teams. Do you see some guys starting to get released and maybe moving to the American Association, and then the dominoes fall, and then you start getting some emails?
100%. That's exactly what's going to happen. They draft on what they need. The first round and second rounders may go to another team depending on what's going on there. If they have a second baseman that's not performing and they just drafted a first round second baseman, there's a good chance that guy's going to take that spot. But they're also going to look at where they came from, and you're not going to put a guy from college ball right into Double-A. Very, very. That's not going to happen very often these days. Even when I played, like Sean Green, if you remember Sean Green,
sure.
He was a first round draft pick, and he had it in his contract that he'd go right to Florida State League, which was high A ball.
Wow.
But the last thing they want to do is promote you to somewhere where you're going to be unsuccessful right off the bat.
And you'll never see an Al Kaline again, who never set foot in a minor league stadium. He went straight to the Tigers. That'll never happen again, with the exception of the Asian players that come over, but they're playing professional ball. There's a long ball to right field.
And we'll look up, and he'll watch it fly.
All right, Yushin Oda.
Let's go, Oda.
Does that tie him for the home run league? That ties him for the league lead in home runs in the CBL. I think he's tied with, got it, Cole, or am I, let's see. Lenahan and Escato are tied for the league lead in dingers now. So were you at the game last year when Oda just crushed one there mid-season, Harry? They talk about that one being one of the longest balls ever hit there.
I was not. I watched it on TV, and I could hear I remember hearing the announcers going, that was just a bomb. Like, it was like over the houses, and yeah.
And I'm sure
they still talk about him hitting that thing.
And I'm sure they're talking about it now. I'll pipe in to see if they talk about it.
And Mendez, next pitch to Constantino.
And how about hitting that off of Davey Mendez, too?
Goes to the backstop, 1-0.
We have a little coffee for that one.
What's in that coffee? So it's down by 6 now. So it's nice to get a little momentum, even though, there's only 3 outs to play with here. Anything can happen in the CBL. No lead's ever safe. But even if we can't somehow come back, get a little momentum into Tuesday night. Oh, that is not a strike. Yeah, that's crazy. That's he's got something waiting on PVR at home strike there. So that's a tough one for OC to get there on a 1-0 count. Davey Mendez doesn't need any help getting strikes.
Super happy for Owen here, having a great year. His approach at the plate is completely different from last year, and taking the outside pitches the other way, and he's really matured. When we went to see him in Kitchener, we knew he could hit it, but he really squeezed the bat a little too hard the first couple of years, and he's having a great year. Yeah,
you see that right field porch, and it gets so enticing, but again, the pitchers are smart enough to focus on the outside. Not just how many good catchers are there in this league that can take a 20-year-old and just kind of fill him, and screw him into the ground with some of that off-speed stuff outside. We talk about that home run he hit early in the season, an opposite field, left-handed homer at Fergie Jenkins Field. The only one I've seen. Here's a shot maybe in the gap. Yep, that falls in for a single for OC. So just muscled that one over the second baseman's head. But again, the strength to do that to Davey Mendez and then go oppo at Fergie Jenkins Field. Look at him holding the hands. he earned that home, right? That single. There. Yep, he'll be in the ice pack after the game. But just to have the strength at 21 years old, he's just getting started.
Yeah, isn't it? Andy's the next big thing, I think, from our Chatham area. I'm expecting big things from him in the next. He's going back to school. He's got a great work ethic. He wants to succeed. I really see great things in Andy. And when I saw him first time last year, my eyes lit up because I see a lot of potential in him.
And he just started out like a house on fire, winning Player of the Week in his first full week in the then IBL, winning the Player of the Week honors. But I'd almost compare him to Owen Constantino. Again, maybe gripping a little too tight in the first half, maybe stepping in that bucket, trying to yank everything to left field. He's probably another guy that can benefit from going, especially at Fergie Jenkins Field, going straight away. When he had his success last year, he was hitting it over the center field wall. There's a good rip at one. Look, he hit that a ton, but like I said, that ball probably has a chance at Fergie right there. So
yeah, he's young and he wants to be productive for the team. And he just tries a little too hard sometimes and squeezes the bat too hard and then gets too frustrated about try to talk to him about that a little bit. It's just like it's baseball. You're going to get out 7.5 times every 10. So you can't take the out so personally, and just to try to know that you're going to get if you get out this time, your chances are better the next time, and it's just a maturity, and I think Owen has seen that.
There's a shot.
There you go.
Oh, he swatted it down, but get there. Ooh. Wow. Is there one out or two? Just one out. Okay, so that was a tough play. Owen had to hold up to make sure that shortstop didn't come down with that. So that's why he took a little bit longer getting to second base. But, and you mentioned with Groening, he played in JUCO he was Arkansas, Norark. But this year he's staying in Canada. He's going to be heading your neck of the woods, right, Harry?
No, he's decided to go back. I'm super disappointed about it, but I'm happy for him. He made, it's a tough choice for him. His dream is really to play NCAA Division I. And, it was a tough decision for him, but I said, whatever, like it's your life, make do what you think's happy and makes you happy and grow as a ball player. And, Fanshawe is always an opportunity down the road. Owen's coming there. Super excited about Owen and Fanshawe. And, it's whatever it is, these guys need to do what's best for them. And right now, the U.S. route for him is the best choice.
There's a chopper to the left side that goes foul. So the fact that he was released from his CBL contract and called up as a junior U22 contract, he regains amateur status. Is that, and then he's going back to North Arkansas?
Because he's not a NCAA, it doesn't really matter. We just wanted to we wanted to get him some more at bats in junior because he's struggling a little bit. We wanted to get him down in the 22 and have some success down there, and maybe bring that back to us. So we put him on the junior call-up so that he could play with the selects and just get some more innings at third and some more bats.
That gets to the screen. But because he's considered U22, but that gave him his eligibility back in down south?
No, he still has. We still have eligibility as long as you're not playing the NCAA.
Okay.
He's in JUCO.
JUCO doesn't count to that. Okay. So there's someone talking about Thomas Green there, how Thomas got a gift from a fan after practice there, talking about how good a guy Thomas Green was because they're asking when Thomas is leaving. So he's leaving tonight from the Barnstormers. He has a chance. He's in the hole right now. Or is he on deck? That's Mackey up now. So he's on deck right now. So we might get one more chance from Thomas Green in this one here. So second and third, 1 out, 3-1 count. How nice would that be to Nick to see Thomas Green come up with the bases juiced?
Absolutely. I think he could do some real damage and, maybe even turn this around, get a couple more at bats, keep this game going forever.
Probably a pretty good chance he swings at the first pitch, right?
I would imagine.
He enjoys that first pitch. So let's see if Mackey can get one on base here. You see some Eric Pettipies, an old friend, warming up in the pen. There's ball 4. So let's see if Robbie Mullen's going to come out and talk to him. So we talked about it. No lead is safe. Yushin Oda kind of got the floodgates open a little bit, right? Sometimes it just takes that couple of drips to get the crack in the wall started, and then we get 3 more guys on base after that. Monks is on second. Oda's over on third, and now Mackey with the walk. As we listen to the...
I can hear Stephanie clapping in the other room.
As we listen to the Jackfish. As Esri comes out, again, throwing a lot of pitches. So I don't know what Welland's schedule is the rest of the week, but you got to figure he's going to be down for tomorrow now. So if anything, you're helping out the rest of the CBL a little bit by making Davey Mendez work pretty hard.
And Dan, we were talking about this earlier. I mean, this is the never say die attitude of this team we were talking about. These guys, they never feel defeated. Harry, you can attest to this in the dugout. They fight to the last out, to the last pitch, and it's a great thing to see that here in the ninth they've got a lot of resiliency still.
Yeah, 100%, Nick. They are. They're like that. They believe that they can win. I know we haven't been winning a lot, but they still haven't lost that desire or that belief that they can win every ballgame.
Yeah, for sure. And they're a young team. It's almost like they're too young to know that they're not winning. So and that fight's not going to leave them. So that's kind of the benefit of having these young guys that they're never going to sit down. They're not going to lay down against you. A little breaking ball kind of buckles them a little bit there as the feed kind of froze there for a second. So maybe Thomas was sitting first pitch fastball there and just got the off speed up in the zone for strike 1. So big at bat here for Thomas. Bases are loaded. Possibly his last at bat as a Barnstormer for the time being. Mendez on the hill. Barnstormers trail by 6. There's a fastball he wanted and just missed that one. He had a nice rip at that one. So he's going to take a little lap around, probably take his time out here and collect his thoughts.
Let's go, Greener.
And I'm sure he wants it as much as anybody that, he knows where he's heading next. So he wants to kind of leave on a good note for these boys.
Mendez is going to throw a curveball here in the dirt.
Try and get him to chase one.
Huge spot here for a strikeout. Mendez rocks into the 0-2.
He left it up, but unable to get it. So that's if there's one you're going to hit, he left that kind of up in the zone a little bit. He just had.
He didn't want to throw it there.
Yeah, definitely, because he had the change of speed, just not the location on that one. So. There's a couple of our fans there on the chat as well. Yeah, we're working on it. We're bringing in some new faces, some new Barnstormers here. Again, 3 promotions in the span of a month now with Mickey, a little bit more than a month now. So again, it's tough to keep filling all these holes. So the team is doing, the staff is doing their best of again, literally scouring the globe, not just Essex and Kent County, not just
Ontario,
but like I said, the world. That's up and away for ball 1.
Don't call that. Okay.
No, catcher wanted it.
Yeah, it's been tough because we lost Evan, who's Canadian. We lost Thomas, who's Canadian. So to find two Canadians that are equivalent to those guys is almost impossible. So it's that's why we're bringing in an American shortstop. It's just it was such a bonus to have those two Canadians, and it's made it difficult for sure.
And then the shortstop, some good numbers in college. I saw actually coaching for his JUCO team, I think, next year. So you got like another coach on the field type guy, especially at the shortstop position. So that ball misses away 2-0. So again, check out the social media for the Barnstormers. You might see some of that maybe as soon as Monday. We'll have to wait for, again, this league, especially with the visas. There's a lot of paperwork involved. I'm sure Nick's desk is piled down with papers, so Harry and Dom keep him busy. So trying to get these guys across the border to play some ball. So 2-0 pitch here from Marin. Hopefully he can get one of those big hits like he did against Rodney last year in the playoffs. There's a good pitch on the inner part.
Oh.
A little fastball just catching the inside black there. But, yeah, no, he throws hard, but I still remember that hit from Marin back in the playoffs against Fernando Rodney. He was so pumped up after that.
Yeah, we gave him the loss that game, too.
Yep. The 2-1 pitch from Davey. Up in the zone, high fly ball to right. Looks like it's a camping under it. You can't see it. And that's all she wrote. So the Barnstormers dropped this one 7-1. We're coming back home, though. The guys are coming back home Tuesday night. We got a home game. Hamilton's in town. Yeah, and then Friday night, we have Guelph in town. And then Sunday afternoon, Toronto. So Yasiel Puig. So 3 big home games. Harry Muir, thanks for joining us. Thank our other guest, Stephanie Muir, for being here. Jeff Hopman. Again, we got one more Barncast coming up next month, so be sure to check our socials for that. We'll be on here one more time against Hamilton for that one. But on behalf of Cole Dupuis, Nick, thanks for joining us. I had a blast here today.
Great being here, Dan. Thank you so much for having me.
And on behalf of myself, Dan Dominguez, thanks for joining us. Again, thanks to Cam Bayshard and Enyo Pest Advisors for sponsoring this broadcast here tonight. But until then, have a good night. We'll see you next time.